theme music. Sucks.
What up? What up? What up? What's up? Bl00d, you already know what's it. Now what's good, man? What's going on, man?
Hey, no, I'm chilling.
Welcome home, Asha. Welcome home, Asha. What up, bro?
Thank you.
Welcome home, bro. Welcome home,
good,
man.
bro.
All right, yeah.
Yo, welcome home, bro. Welcome home, man. Good to see you, man. What's up, y'all?
It's
What's
good
up,
to see you too.
Man, welcome home.
Salute,
man.
KK Moshe. What's going on, man?
Yo, Mikey, KK, man. What's up? What's up? What's
Happy
the
New
deal,
Year.
man?
Hey, man, I'm chilling. Happy New Year to y'all also.
What's up? What's going on, man? How you feeling out
Everything
here,
is
man?
good, man.
I'm feeling all right. I'm
Yo, we
chilling,
got
trying
ourselves
to
a classic, y'all.
adjusting,
blow up.
adjusting right to society. Trying to live productive. That's it.
That's what you're supposed to be doing, bro. Enjoying it, man.
Yes,
We
sir.
did enough time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
We did enough time. You know what I'm saying?
no question about that.
Yo, y'all tuned in to We Locked In. I'm your host, Moshe Canty.
We
I'm here with my
locked
brothers,
in.
Mikey B and KK. Y'all already know what it is, man. We got a classic today. This is part one of a special episode. As you guys see, everybody that's pulling in, shout out to everybody that's in the chat. If you're pulling up for the first time, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave your comments in the chat. Y'all already know what to do, man. Listen, man, we here.
Sadie Wavy, what's up?
I see my cousin in the
Money
building.
Bags, what's
We'll
up,
see her
Sean
in a minute.
Prince? Sincere salute to everybody.
Shout it
in
out to
attendance.
Sean
What's up?
Prince.
Yo,
OSN
shit alive, man. Shit alive.
Yeah, shit
So
alive,
we
man.
listen.
Get the numbers up, man.
So this is just one of those special moments in history, man, especially YouTube history, man, where we come together and we honor those that paved the way, that put the work in, who have a unique experience, a story about the culture that they can share. This is somebody who I personally know for a very long time, my whole life. Somebody who has put it down for the culture. So, it's only right that the brother, man, he just was recently released after 25 years in the pen. I'm sure everybody that's tuned in is very much aware of this brother, man. Without further ado, man, I'm gonna introduce the brother, Ashan, man. What's up, brother? What's the deal, man? Welcome home, man.
Bro? Welcome
Thank you,
home.
man. Peace to everybody.
We need like applause and sirens going on.
Hey, yo, man, listen. Yo,
Word.
your smile. I took my shades. I've always got shades on. Your smile, bro. In prison, you ain't smile, bro. You heard? You used to have the ice. Like,
Yeah, it wasn't too much to smile about in there.
But your ice grill was like legendary, bro. You had the mad dog for real, you heard? But it's good to see you smiling. It's good to see you out here with family. I know you enjoyed your New Year, your holidays, and all that, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing, you heard? It's good to see you out here smiling, bro. Real talk, you heard?
All right, thank you, man. You also.
Yeah, so before we get into the gist of what we came to talk about, the brother Ashan, he has a lot of experiences. We're gonna talk about his origins, his upbringing, where he came from. We're gonna also speak about the influences that had an impact on who he was as a young individual growing up in the streets of Brooklyn and East New York. He's going to talk about, some of those influences and how they ultimately led, to poor decisions being made, him spending time in prison, him being impacted by the gang subculture. We're going to have a conversation about decisions and choices that took place within the gang subculture itself. We're going to also talk about, the pains and the losses and the struggles and the blood, the sweat and the tears and everything that comes with that lifestyle. But we're also going to talk about reentry, preparation, getting back out here. And at the end, we're going to talk about the healing process, reconciliation with not only self, but with others who we have harmed along our journey and stuff like that. So, without further ado, man, I'm going to basically ask the first question. I mean, you just did 25 years, but let's start from the beginning with your struggle, man. First of all, tell the audience, man, who you are, man, where you come from, and things like that. A little bit about your upbringing, so on and so forth.
My name is Ali Ashan Malik. I'm from East New York, Boulevard Projects. I'll be all over through East New York throughout different periods of my life. Linden, that's right across the street from Boulevard. Like, so I know I grew up with them also. I used to be in pink houses though too, Caveman side when JB was alive. Yu, Keith, those individuals. I know Tuquan and them. Ran some individuals, so they're also Ace, Morn, Killer, those individuals. But yeah, that's where I grew up at.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So speak a little bit about your upbringing. What was that like growing up back in the days? We know back in the early to mid 80s.
Okay.
We know East New York was hot. It was crazy back then. So
I mean, back in the days in like when I was in elementary school and things like that, I used to get in a lot of fights and things like that. I believe more so because I use that as a defense mechanism because I had like a short attention span and things in that nature. One parent, family on welfare, things like that. Grew up poor, so to make up for that deficiency, I used to do act out, get into a lot of fights, wanted to be perceived different in the light of being a bad guy, but to us where we come from to do bad is like to do good. So yeah, that's how I was coming up when I was younger, from a young age. Yeah.
And I know you say that, and I remember when we were younger, the perception was just that you was just so wild, and people used to be like, "Yo, Mo, how do you have a relationship with like that we don't have? Like he just seemed to be just so wild, and like he fight everybody, but you just seem like this is just you and him just always been a certain way." But speak to that, like speak to how that began to become like your your pseudo personality, not who you truly are, but it be this person that's fighting and became wild. How that became as the person that became known in your neighborhood.
Yeah, I mean, I believe like where we came from, like the big homie, even before we were saying big homies and things like that, before even Blood was on the East Coast and things in that nature, would be Hellraiser. You know what I'm saying? So he was perceived to be in the light of being, a tough guy, dude that had money, respect, woman and things of that nature, a dude to be feared, rightfully so. So, I wanted to be directly or indirectly, I wanted to be perceived the same way. So I kind of followed in his footsteps in a lot of ways as far as that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I kind of got my mind set as my mom was still developing at a young age from him and other individuals like him, like Wiz and those type of individuals, even Buddha and things like that. They was money getters, and they was looked and perceived to be a certain type of way when I was coming up around in my neighborhood.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you mentioned that, and that's a good point because that's something that we, especially those of us that's aspiring to be something, we always aspire to be what we see the most of. And growing up in the neighborhood, these are the individuals, these were the elders who we aspired to be like. We saw them, we knew their reputations, we knew what type of people that they were. So what impact do you think that had on you making some really, really, like, you started making a series of decisions that ultimately led to you spending time like in juvenile and stuff like that, and sparking and stuff like that? So what impact do you think that had on that?
I think that had a lot of impact on it because I believe, like, when you live in a certain type of lifestyle and you gravitating towards being like a criminal and things of that nature, you're gonna have to do certain things. So my path was violent, and I was doing I was selling drugs and things like that though too, and stuff, and robberies and stuff. And I was a spar fit. I was running around the pink houses around that time a lot. Me and Yu and individuals like that, and we used to do all kind of stuff out there. But I ultimately end up in Spofford. I used to run around with guns. And I shot somebody at the age of 15. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this type of individual I was at that age. You know.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is before the era where, you know, we grew up in the era there was like DCEPs and low lives and stuff. This is a different type of gang culture, but it was kind of different then. So, you know, we what we see today is just a whole new different spin. What was your first time that you made the transition from being in that DFY Spofford thing to like Rikers Island? How old were you when you like first went to Rikers Island?
The first time I went to Rikers Island was I believe 1993, I believe. The first time on Rikers Island, I was locked up for a home invasion robbery. And I got locked up. And I didn't spend that much time on Rikers Island. I was probably there for about 2 months. I was an adolescent at the time. But you know, I also did a Fed bid.
Yeah.
When I was very young. Me and G Brim was my co-defendant on that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't for nothing serious. I had a little bit of marijuana. I got caught with a gun that you know they put me in the feds for.
Yeah. So what was the culture like? Like when you, what was the? I mean, I asked that question a different way. So when you first went onto Rikers Island, like what was like the mindset for you going into that space? Like for the first time, were you nervous? Was it like?
Oh yeah, I was nervous. I was scared in certain aspects because I used to hear so many stories. Not that I'm gonna let individuals do anything to me, but you know, I was how I seen it. And as soon as I hit reception, like, you know, you had to go through like medical and all that when you first get there. That's how it was. And they had a dude on a stretcher on a gurney with his face, half his face cut off. And I'm like, oh, this shit is serious.
That's your introduction. That's your introduction to Rikers Island.
Oh yeah, that's my introduction to C-74. That's 100% fact.
Yeah,
that's how that shit was. So I'm like, oh yeah, this shit is what they said it is. yeah. So
you're like, all right, I know what I got to do.
yeah, that's what it
is. And you know, again, you know, just for the record, you know, we're only simply, you know, highlighting these things because, you know, everybody's mentality and experiences are different. And it's good for us to highlight the fact that this is what he experienced. This is what Ashan experienced upon his first interest to Rikers Island. You know, we don't know what we're getting ourselves into until we in that situation. And then next thing you know, you're like, oh, it's different. This is what I have to live around. But I'm glad that you mentioned that. So what happened then? Did you go home? Did you said
I wound up going home because the people didn't pursue the charges. So, you know, because I when I was young at that time, I was doing things in my own neighborhood that, you know, was detrimental to me and detrimental to them. And I would like to take the opportunity right now to apologize to those people for giving them some type of trauma, man. You know, even though it was years, it's over 30 years later and things of that nature. But it's never too late to apologize for something that an individual did wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. Hold on, Mikey, you mute, bro.
Wish the Dawn asked the question. Save y'all questions to the end. We're gonna open up the questions for the end. We're gonna have a time slot for that. You heard Wish the Dawn, so whatever questions y'all got, save them to the end, and we got y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna answer all the questions, you heard?
Yeah, and thank you for that, Wish the Dawn. Thank you for anybody that has questions in the chat. Thank you, Mikey. So when you came back out after that first little skip bit on Rikers Island, like did your reputation in the hood like kind of like excel, and now you went
I was being perceived as an individual that would do things, you know, violent acts, carry guns, and things in that nature. But at the same time, when I reflect back on that, man, I was living wrong, and plus, you know, I was also having an impact on other individuals' minds at the same time, like, you know, developing minds and things in that nature. So, you know, I'm more responsible and I'm aware in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, it's true. I mean, you know, and just for the record, I mean, it's true because you and G, y'all were always like 1.5 to 2 years older than me.
Yeah.
So my biological brothers were not in the projects.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So both you two, with Steve and our little crew from when we were young and stuff like that. You guys were like my older brothers, right? So I remember feeling like when I got locked up, people were asking me, do you feel like your closest brothers from the neighborhood, G and I, had an effect on me? And I said, of course, we all grew up together. Like, what I'm saying? So it's like we held each other down, we did things together. So to some extent, and to a large extent, yeah, we impacted each other. What do you say about that? Do you think that you impacted me as your younger brother and other individuals around you who we grew up with?
Absolutely, man. I've wrongly influenced you and other individuals.
Yeah,
you running with me, that you wound up doing 22 years. That's just a fact of the situation. So and I used to do all kind of stuff like that when I was growing up. This is how I used to live. So you know that for a fact.
Absolutely.
But, man, it was just the way the way I was influenced. I wrongly influenced other individuals too, and that's kind of one of the points I wanted to touch on too. It's like a cycle when it comes to that, and we got to change that cycle. And it got to start from us. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, we did bad things and things in that nature, and we was influenced wrongly, and we influenced individuals wrongly. But now we can show them that we don't live that type of lifestyle no more. We want to have jobs. We want to see our family thrive in the right way, and see young individuals get jobs, go to school, raise families, and our community safe though. Also, man. So it's no problem. Our family members and our loved ones, and even people that we don't know, is safe to walk down the block. You know what I'm saying, without shots being fired.
It's crazy because I had a question or two for you, bro. When like you're saying no, but I know it comes a point like in all of our lives when we actually that realization starts to set in.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to know like when was that point? Like when was that point for you?
That point came to me when I was sitting in the box, right? Because I did 10 years in the box straight. You know what I'm saying? I'll go into that. I guess we'll go into that a little later. Yeah. But I did 10 years in the box, and then I started seeing individuals come to the box for the same things that I was coming to the box when I was younger. And I was looking at it when I'm looking at it from the outside in. I'm saying, man, this shit is trivial, man. This shit could be kind of fixed. It's minute. It's no way that this stuff can't be fixed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we hurting each other, and I'm looking at it. I'm trying to help the situation. So I'm getting on the gate, and I'm talking to these individuals like why this is wrong. And I went through the same thing too, and we don't need to go through that type of stuff no more. But some of them was listening, and some didn't. But I get it though too, that some people gonna learn the hard way. And I guess if they still locked up and they sit them down for a long time, they're gonna come to that realization. Some of them is gonna come to that realization though also. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know what I'm saying. I mean, because it ain't nothing but hurting ourselves, man.
Let me ask you this. What was it like when you first embraced the gang coaching? What was it like?
All right. When I first embraced the gang culture in 1996, I got locked up for a crime that I didn't commit. It was for armed robbery. I really didn't do it though. So I'm laying up on Rikers Island. I've run into an individual named Frankie Bl00d. He's original lowlife. And he brought me home to GKB, right?
So, you said what was his name?
His name is Frankie Bl00d. There's Frankie Robes. He got caught up in a federal case in North Carolina. With powerful and all that, right? So that's who really brought me home to GKB, right? So I was in a box at the time. I was in OPCC Bing, but I was running to individuals. It was bloods running around, but it wasn't like it was a lot of bloods running around. Before I came home, I was in C73, and there was a couple of them running around the jail, and I kind of gravitated towards it, and I'm gonna tell you why, because I knew Hellraiser was that, right? Being the fact that Hellraisers come from the neighborhood I'm in, I'm like, man, if he down with this can't be no lame ass shit. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like joined the gang. He influenced my whole neighborhood to become blood in a way, like the individuals that turn blood. These And these are the dudes that turned blood around my way, stand-up individuals, and they was known individuals in my hood. You know what I'm saying? Like Bees, AG, Bam, Shy, these type of individuals, you know, became blood. Moshe, you know what I'm saying? G Brim. These are individuals that's original bloods from around my way, East New York. You know what I'm saying? But I gravitated towards that, and I liked the Frankie Boo. I liked his vibe. He was an older dude than me, and you know, we both from Brooklyn and things of that nature. So, you know, he brought me home to under GKB. Yeah. But
That's CK Diamonds right there. He sent his love. You heard?
CK Diamonds. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's CK. You heard?
Peace.
Yo, CK, man. That's my brother, right?
We love you, bro. Salute, bro.
Years, yo, I ain't see CK in years, man. That is crazy.
Yeah,
I ain't see CK since we was in the 4 building. This is like 30 years ago.
He pulled up on me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's the individual that brought me home. But what really made me come home a lot though too was the roll call. Like I was hearing the roll calls, and I'm like, man, I'm feeling it in my soul at the time. I'm like, man, I want to be a part of this. We roll calling on the gallery, outside, out the window. You know what I'm saying? You got Wildcat, Dizzy, and these individuals downstairs. And, you know, I wound up going down there eventually, though, too. We used to wear the powder blue
400 and them had me roll calling before I was blood, you heard?
Yeah. So, you know, that was one of the reasons why I became blood also because of that. But it was like a brotherhood thing, and you know, that's what I wanted to be part of. You know?
All right.
Correction. Me and CK last time was in the port. I apologize. I'm bugging. My bad. Yo, but pardon me. So when you was on the island in 9-6, was it like, because describe that culture, man, because you was in the pound at the time. There was some heavy hitters there. Pistol Pete was down there.
Yeah, Pistol Pete was there when I first got there, but I never got to run into Pistol Pete because my first time when I was in the pound, I was in 2 Southwest, right? And he was down, I believe he was downstairs. So Pimp was there though too. Pimp was there, Robo Just.
Robo. I was there the end of 9. I came to the pound the end of 9-6.
Okay. Whatchamacall, the original Wayno that was non-Trey gangster from the Bronx. He was in Brooklyn House, but because he got exiled from Rikers Island at the time. But when he blew trial, they brought him back down there. That's when I was in 1 South at that time. Pookie Lokes from Pink Houses, that was BSV. Polo was down there also. That was BSV. I don't know, Wildcat. I think I already said him. And it was Amin was down there with us still too.
Yeah, I was there.
Little Panther from Jersey. He used to go by the name of Khalid at that time. Before he was L Gang, he was on Valentine Blood. Yeah.
You want to ask him something else, Mikey?
No, So how was that, culture? How was it when you came home in 9-6? Was the war still on with the Latin Kings and the Netas?
Yeah.
What was really going on? Because I didn't see you. I was in HDM in 9-6. I was in 2 Block and I went to the Bing in the end of 9-6.
I was in HDM. I was in HDM also. We wound up having an incident over there with some Muslim individuals in 3 Block, and it was a big thing at the time, like that. And you know, Badu was Muslim at the time. This before he was L Gang also.
I remember that. I remember that incident.
Yeah. So I went back to the pound. Me and Dizzy went to the pound together from that incident. And
he came to the pound and turned blood after that.
You said who? Yeah, he went to the pound.
He came to the pound and turned GKB with us.
That's a fact. He turned blood after that. But I went back to the pound with me and Dizzy went to the pound together. We ended up in 1 South, and that's when we used to wear the powder blue suits and all that down there and stuff like that. Yeah.
So when did you come home from that stint that you?
All right, from that stint at that time, I prior to that I did a Fed bid.
Yeah,
I was young when I caught that Fed bid, so they violated me and I had to go back there. So I landed in Otisville and I was there. It was me, Kev Frost, Scar, Brim,
Ty
Guns, and we was the first East Coast Bloods in the Feds. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was back in 9-7. the beginning of 97.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
how was that? How did that go? How did the
Well,
West
you know, it was a lot of it was a lot of Latin kings and Mietas there. So, but you know, Ty got us armed up and things in that nature. But we held our own. They didn't really fuck with us. We was over there. We was living, man. So you know, I did my little time there, and it was a lot of guard bodies there. So you know, a lot of first generation Bloods was guard body.
Yeah,
you know, before they turned blood. So
right.
They wasn't gonna let nothing like dudes form us on us anyway like that. You know what I'm saying? So we used to run with them a lot though too.
All right. So was y'all in a New York car on the feds, or was it the medium joint that y'all was in? Was it different? Was y'all in a New York car? Were y'all in a blood car? Like
at the time, I don't even think we knew what we was as far as that. I'm saying because you know we thinking like we was given like you know the story with OG Mac how that went. So we thinking we part of something like a West Coast kind of thing though too. At the time, we from the East Coast, but we pushing that we blood from wherever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it was. But, yeah.
So the funny thing is that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part about being misled. That you kind of go with the narrative. You say whatever, and I kind of feel like we all was brainwashed for like a couple of years until we all woke up. But yeah, no, that's true. That's true. That individuals was going with that narrative. So after you do your Fed bit, I remember you came home in 97 because I actually came. I was up top at that time. I came home. We both came home together, and this is before the 9/8 situation. So you come home now. What's your mentality like now? Like after you come home, do you think, yo, man, I want to chill, I want to get a job, I want to be easy?
Nah. The first thing I went to is one of my man's cribs that I grew up with in certain aspects. And I want to go get a Mac from him. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious. I want to go get a Mac, and I used to rob a lot of shit. So I used to rob businesses and things of that nature. And that's what I did. You know, I went doing my little robberies and things to put money in my pocket and stuff like that. I used to sell drugs though too, but you know, I used to rob people, I used to hurt people and shit like that. That's the type of time I was on, and I wanted to be perceived as an individual that was fed. So I used to rob people, shoot people, sell drugs, and you know, start mad trouble and shit. That's how I used to live, man. I was a savage, and you know, when I wasn't living right, that's just how it was.
Yeah, and you know what? That was the mentality. It's funny that when you say that because when we're living that lifestyle, we don't actually think that this is what we're doing. We kind of know intuitively that we're doing wrong, but we don't really hold ourselves to account to kind of stop us from doing it. We keep going until we either end up in prison or we end up in somebody's coffin, and that's ultimately what led to us getting back together in 9/7. Then I'm going back up north for a violation. Then we finally got back together in 9/8, and then boom. Our lives is just like changed forever. You end up doing 25 off that bid, and I end up doing 22. So speak to that real quick, man.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, so speak.
It's crazy because like I remember you. I know you remember this though too. Like, and I could have stopped right there, man. I should have because like a couple of probably like a month or two prior to me getting incarcerated, getting locked up for the bid that I was incarcerated for 25 years. I got locked up for another shooting. You know what I'm saying? So when you know the individual, I wound up going to the grand jury and I wound up getting around it, and I went home right from Brooklyn House. I went home, so I could have stopped right there because I was telling you know, I was in trouble. I was praying and all that. Like, just let me out of this. I'll never do nothing like this again, man. I'm gonna live productive and you know, like a regular citizen and all this other shit. And I was just lying to myself. You know what I'm saying? Just went out there and just doing more crime, man.
Yeah. And at that time, your daughter's mother was in the process of giving birth to your daughter.
That's a fact.
At that time.
That's a fact. But that was one of the contributing factors, though, too, that I had to provide for. I feel I had to provide for my family, but it was in a way that, you know, the way I was providing wasn't the right way, man, because I'm saying, like, to the developing mind, even though like we said, well, I knew I was doing bad, but you know, I should have went to school. I could have did this. I had right options to do these things. It probably took a little longer, but I didn't do it, man. But I hope other individuals that's listening to this story now, that's young, that didn't get caught up and they doing the wrong things and things in that nature, hopefully they take heed and it might be take a little long, and it might be a little hard or whatever. But if they apply themselves, they're gonna get what they need to get out of life, man.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's proof that it's the power of choice. Like, you have a choice to go and make whatever decision you want to make. You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you. You are the controller of that choice, and you can go left or you can go right. It's up to you. And yeah, you're right. You could have went to school. You could have got jobs and stuff like that, but you chose a different route. But ultimately, that's your story. You know what I mean? And for you to give that testimony so that hopefully it can save somebody else from going down that same dark path you went. That's where your experience isn't invalidated. It actually serves a greater purpose. Listen, y'all tuned in to We Locked In. I'm your host, Moshe. I'm here with Mikey B and KK, and we here with our guests, our esteemed guests.
Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that
Make
like
sure you
button.
hit that like button.
Subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, man. Thanks, KK.
Yeah. My bad for going in and out too, man.
Listen, we already know you come. What's going to happen? We already know.
Yeah, about here. Contracting, working.
So speak to us about this bit, because this one right here took 25 years. Now we know up to this point you was just doing your little skit bids, your time at Tryon, DFY. You're going through Rikers Island, you're going through the feds, but you're not really spending an extensive amount of time in the pen. Now speak to this one, because this one right here, this is where boom, these people put your freaking lights out. Now it's 25 years you got to do. Talk about that.
And you banging, you in a ride.
And you banging.
You in a ride. Like, how was the 90s in a ride? Time.
All right. So I got locked up in 1998 for the charge of armed robbery, attempt murder, and a gun charge. So I robbed the store and I shot an individual with a 4.4 in the stomach, and he almost died. He was in the hospital 5 weeks. I'm saying they had to take out half his torso. Part of his stomach is the thing that a person got in them that forms insulin, and they had to take a piece. He lost his kidney though also, right?
Yeah.
And I got sentenced to 25 years for that. You know what I'm saying? I blew trial, got 25 years.
Flat or life?
I got a flat bid because I had one other felony at the time, and they couldn't even do nothing with it because with the law, it's like the elements of a federal charge, the federal charge elements under a gun is not the same as New York State. So when it's like that, they can't charge you as a second felony offender when it's like that. So I was charged as a first time felon, being the fact the elements was different.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how it go.
Learn something new every day.
So I received 25 years though, and that's the most I could get for that charge for a Class B felony.
Yeah. And
I was sent to Shawanga. So I'm over there, and I'm with Lacey though too, and he's just coming up north around that time also.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my brother. So after we was around each other for about 8 or 9 months, in 2000, I wound up going over the 5'9" Brim. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went over the 5'9" Brim with Lacey and things of that nature. And a little after that, I wound up getting sent to Clinton. So Clinton and Shawanga, that's like 2 different hits. Individuals don't know. That's like night and day.
Night and day.
But don't get it twisted, and I'm not trying to promote violence and all that, because people do die, like in Shawanga though too. Like it be quiet, but it might go down and motherfucker might just die. That's where Larry Davis died at, and things in that nature. But yeah, individuals die over there though too. But it's more of a laid back spot because it's closer to the city and all that though too, and it's kind of isolated. And they got a lot of cameras in that jail though too, because it's really classified as max.
And not only that, it's really a high classification jail too. A lot of individuals classification. It worked against you. I always say this because that's the spot that individuals who go far up top early on in their bid, when they come down, that's the spot they want to land in, like what happened to me. Remember, I went
that's a fact. That's
in your
fact.
to your no, I won't say to discredit, but you went there first, so it's like,
Yeah, I went to Sing
yeah.
Sing. I went to Sing Sing first.
Me too.
Yeah, all right. Yeah. So yeah, it's like the same type of hit like that. So it's kind of loose down there, and it's more the police ain't on the same type of time down there either. So you get to somewhere like Clinton, they're racist and they're hands on and things of that nature. So I get over there and I'm doing the Brim thing, and I got a little position in there from Lacey that he left me and all that though too. So at that time, Brim was a very small movement at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because as people know that set started in Kawasaki, and the majority of them individuals was adolescents. You know what I mean? That came home to that set. So other individuals like was older than them, like Pee Wee and them. They was older than them. Like Iz and them is way older than Hellraiser and them is older than Pee Wee and these individuals like that. So they was kind of looked at a little differently though too. That's just keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying? But I get over there and I'm regulating the situation as far as like with hats though. But everything was together at the time because everything was UBN. You know what I'm saying? So I think around that time, this is like around 2000, it's about 13 hoods. Period. It wasn't all these hoods like how it is today. It's like 13 hoods because this is like second generation, and the second generation is EGB, OTB, which changed turned to the Conrad Militant Bloods and L Gang. You know what I'm saying?
One more. It was 4. One more.
What else?
A mentor.
Oh, a mentor. All right. What turned to double nine gangster?
Nah, but it's really 13 because that went into 99. So I think he's counting that as a 13.
But it was 4. It was originally 4.
Yeah, it was originally 4. Yeah, you're right.
Originally 4.
You're right.
But
you're right. Thank
whatever
you.
the case though, I'm laying over there. I'm over there with Hannibal, BIG, S Brim, Snoop.
LK, UBL. Mute up, KK.
Yeah, but this dispute that L Gang was the last set in the first generation. Some people say that not the first.
It was.
Oh, okay.
You think, all right. Okay, so then it was the first. Then it was the last hood in the first generation.
I think it was 5. I don't think it was 4, but I think it was 5. But the individuals that was supposed to take O-Trade Bloods did it. Magoo and them didn't take O-Trade Bloods.
Mm-hmm.
Magoo and them was supposed to go to O-Trade Bloods and they got paid.
With Tank had them, yes.
Because he didn't really want to be that.
Yeah, he didn't want to be that.
Wildcat and them was going to O-Trade Blood. You got to mute, KK. You giving feedback. Unless you're talking, bro. But O-Trade was the other set. It was Comrade Militant, which was turned into O-Trade. L Gang.
All right.
EGB. A mentor, 99.
Okay.
And what else? What we missing? L Gang?
Nah, you said that already. It was just those 4.
It was 4.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was 4. It was 4, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thanks, Mike.
All right, but I was over there and AZ was over there and things in that nature. Live Guns, that was EGB and things in that nature though too. So we's the ones that had status at that time in that facility. You know what I mean? Because around that time a lot of people didn't have a lot of status because it wasn't that many hoods. But dudes was around, so we was regulating that spot. And I wound up getting a situation over there in a yard with an individual with several individuals, and I wound up going to the box. But right before that, that's when it was kind of the dudes was kind of branching off, like NYB started and things of that nature. Dudes was doing that thing. I was getting the rundown of what was going on with that, and Todd Guns wound up pulling out around that time. Starting pulled stones out of UBN, and Pee Wee followed the lead with that, and he pulled us out also somewhere around that time though too.
After the villains and everybody.
After the villains, he wound up pulling out after the villains. That's a fact. So he wound up sending me a kite, him and Shaq, and saying that we we starting NYBBA, and I was off of, around that time I was off of my own hood though also. This is after East Homicide. East Homicide was the first set under NYBBA that was given to Reg Brim. You know what I'm saying? Then me and Mel Cross wound up getting our hoods though too at right after that, around that time. You know what I'm saying? Mel Cross wound up getting outlaw 20 brims, and I was given low rider brims. I'm the founder of that.
Yeah, and this is and for the record, this is during the time when the elders of UBN were going through what they were going through. It is where their thing was that, listen, since Mac had went home, they felt like they were deceived by Mac, and they wanted to make some changes. And so being, the elders have already spoken about this openly, and they wanted to make some changes with the structure of UBN. It was just like, well, since Mac went home, they kind of felt deceived to much of extent, and they wanted to make some changes, and they felt like no one man should run the whole movement. And at the time, you know, with Shaquille and Iz going through what they went through, and then Quell kind of fell back, it was left in the hand of Iz, and then people just felt like, yo, you know what? But so to your point, Ty Guns was like, yo, I'm pulling out. We like, yo, I'm pulling out. It's just like, it was like kind of crazy for all of us. So speak to that, because, you know, up to that point, everybody was UBN. So you now going over to the Army, like, what's your mentality like? Like, because
my mentality was
also,
like,
what was the, before you go, real quick, also, what was, because a lot of people try to say it was like beef between the U and the Brims and everybody. How was it on where you was at? What was the
I'm gonna keep it 100. I never really encountered that. You know, I was with different individuals, but at the beginning of the stages when dudes pulled out, it was still in a sense like, it was still like a lot of blood love. Certain individuals on that time, and they said they had, UBN at the time had a thing called Vanguard and things of that nature.
Yeah,
I never really ran into.
It's crazy you mentioned that though. Not to cut you off, bro, but it's my fault. But it's crazy you mentioned that, because I was like, at that same time, I was involved in that shit heavy, because we was getting word that, like you said, with the Vanguard thing was going on, but we had found out they actually put out a list, and it wasn't everybody. They said it was just coming from Billy, was coming from Magoo, that he had a list of dudes that was Brim and Stone, some of the head Brims, like, because I found out, because my name was on it, was a few people's names on it, Stones and Brims, that sending them to get hit, saying, oh, these dudes responsible for leaving, pulling out.
Are we certain of that list?
Yeah, we actually, I was in Clinton at the time. It was me, Wolf, Dick Wolf, Grip, Baz. It was a lot of fools there. I think G Brim was there at the time where it actually came out, because they was in the box when it was going on, how it actually got caught. And it was like a big thing, saying like this was the first time that dudes was actually seeing something like this. It's like, what? It was trying to push.
I could believe dudes was trying to push that agenda, but that never really came into fruition. Because I'm not saying like, because you had dudes that was really, you know, close to each other that was supposed to be part of the Vanguard and things like that, and you know, like, it didn't really happen like that. Because I want,
like, dudes try to push it. It died in its conception though, because they were trying to push it, and dudes getting wind of it. Let you know how it go. Let us send kites, and it's like, nah, that's not happening. Whoever even thought of that, it's you know.
Because I wound up landing with Uno B a little after that, and we was in Attica together. And I'm gonna tell you how it was over there. We was in C Block together, and Blue Boy was over there too in Attica at the time though, but he was in a different block from us. He was in D Block, because you know how Attica is. Crips always kind of lived over there. That's just that type of time that jail is on. And I wound up starting a whole bunch of nonsense over there, and I was just young and stupid at the time. That's just keeping it 100. But me and Uno B was over there and shit, and we had the tables that we had, we call them hoods or whatever. It was a hood for everybody. We had like 3 tables, but it was for all of us. It didn't matter if you was Brim, UBN, Stone, or you know, or whatever. So individuals was able to go to those tables and get love, and we still was intermingling with each other. But this is the earliest stages when dudes pulled out of UBN. You know what I'm saying?
That shit changed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that
Yeah.
definitely changed. You heard?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And I remember early on, right? That I remember getting a kite because you and I we were going back and forth with each other. And I remember Shaq hitting me up saying, "Yo, Mo, tell I to just be easy because there's something in the works." And you were not privy to that until I like let you know, like, yo, this is what Shaq is saying, and so on and so forth. But you probably had knowledge of it from a different angle that I was unaware of. But Shaq was, we both were in upstate with him and Pee Wee was double bunk. So I'm getting information right from him, and he's telling me to reach out to you, right? So it was crazy around all this time because I was kind of confused. Like until I heard from you telling me, "Yo, Mo, this is what we doing." I was like, "Yo, but I'm with Hellraiser now. What you want me to do?" Right? It was like it was kind of confused, but like you said, it was the early stages. No shots was getting fired, so it was like we still was all family. But it was like where do we go from here? So I kind of felt like I almost I felt lost, but I kind of felt like pulled away from y'all because you and G. Y'all went here and I still was kind of over here. So, you know, we brothers, but I kind of felt like, I don't know, it felt weird, you know what I'm saying? But it didn't feel like it was anything wrong with it because no shots was fired at that time.
Nah, yeah. I'm saying, you know, like I think my mentality when it came to that was different from other individuals. And because, you know, I came home in the first generation. Like, was I running around with so being these individuals? No, these are older individuals of me, and those are original big homies and shit like that. That's just a fact of the matter. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I'm a first generation blood on the East Coast, and everything was together. So when I came home, it was only 10 sets. So you know, my mentality was different from even though we pulled out. Blood was still blood. Like it was really no real difference because a dude was a different set. That's just how that shit was. You know what I'm saying?
So when we pulled out the U, and I'm speaking to Pee Wee in this case, when Pee Wee pulled out the U, the first sets of NYBB, there was only 5 original sets, correct?
I'm saying it. All right. The hoods that first came out was East Homicide, Low Rider Brim, Outlaw 20 Brim, Shaq had 9th Street. Mac Baller wound up coming around 2000, I believe 3.
Mikey, you was right.
I told you that.
You did.
You let me see. You had another hood, but it didn't really last. It was a hood called MOB. That was Murder One Brim. And whatchamacallit was giving that hood
J.O. Brim?
No.
Nah, he was part of that hood, but it was Frankie Legs.
It was Frankie Legs.
And me and him wound up getting an incident years later in Comstock. We're gonna get into that later, but I wound up leaving there with 3 years. The jail had to get shut down twice. They had to shoot gas from the tower, all kind of shit. So, you know, it was awful, man. Like when I look back at that shit, you know, if I could do it different, it would have went way different than it had went. You know what I'm saying?
I want to ask you about that too, because I never got to really ask you about that situation. I mean, whenever you want to go into it, but I want to ask you about that though too.
Yeah, so all right, so now we're going into 2002, 2003. Now the Auburn thing happened with us. Now I'm not sure if any shots got fired yet because in Auburn now we still was like all in together now, but we kind of hearing that there's stuff going on in
Something happened in 5 Point.
5 Points. I heard about. Yes, I heard about that.
With Beef Stick and Pee Wee and them, I think something happened in 5 Point.
I was just about to ask. We didn't hear anything unless we talking about the 5 Point thing, but outside of that, there was nothing like big happening. So
I don't know when I ran into Beef Stick about 2006. Me and him was at Elmira together, and you know he was non-Trey. He was like a stain under non-Trey at the time.
Yeah.
But you know we addressed him to ask him if he was part of some type of Vanguard thing, and he said he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I don't know, you know. But we was there. Nothing was transpiring. He never tried to move on us or plot on us or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
So at what point do you think that it got to a point where, because at that point it still was kind of like blood love. It still was everybody was kind of all those separated, going their separate ways.
Yeah, Tough was over there with us. Tuffy was over there with us too at that time.
The
This
Blazer?
one, that's when, yeah.
When do you think that it got out of control like that? All right, this is now. And I'm talking about the early stages. I'm not talking about later on. I'm talking about like when do you think like, oh, this thing is about like anywhere we go now. We got the army got to go. We got to go in now.
I don't know. It you know, if you want to go into like incidents that happen as far as like with me and other entities of blood like that, well, I think we gotta go to like the Comstock incident, and that was like in 07.
Okay.
Like I was there, and it was another dude named BG from the Bammers.
Yeah.
He was non-Trey gangster. So he's over there. And at the time I was getting some money over there and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing my thing or whatever, and there's a lot of people that owe me in jail and shit. So you know, I got J.O. over there with me. I got Nitty over there, L Nitty. He changed his name to Noble or whatever. You know, he was Red Side Gorilla Brim, which turned to Murder Side Brim. It's a whole bunch of us over there though. It's mad Brims, mad Bloods there. Period. Conrad was over there. That was because he went out with me in that incident. That was
he was Stony, right?
Yeah, he was Gorilla. He was Gorilla Stone and things. But I wound up sending the hit out on BG because he said I was in Sing Sing and somebody shot me. I ain't do nothing, but I was kind of immature at that time.
Yo, check it out. Before you go into it, right?
Yeah.
They was trying to tell us that because I was over there. We was on Elmira. Me, LO, S Brim, Frank White. That's when all that stuff transpired over there at that time. Spank, all of us. But they try to tell us that Rat Hunter had hit you. And instead of you putting in the work, you tried to send BG. This is the story. You tried to send BG to get him instead of you going to get him yourself.
Nah.
And he dubbed the plate. He didn't take the plate.
Nah.
So you got him shot. I'm gonna tell you that's they got. I'm gonna break it down for you, man. So BG said this that somebody was supposed to do something to me in Sing Sing.
And for the record, you never been in Sing Sing.
And yeah, it was a dude that was a rat hunter dude named Pistol Pete or whatever. And Sing Sing did something to me and I ain't do nothing to him. And this and that and the third. So I come to find out that BG saying these things, and I go to him and address him about the situation. But he's saying that he's somebody in the jail told him this, and he don't want to tell us who want to say this, who's saying this stuff about me. So, but I would have dealt with it differently in this day and time, because I'm more mature than now. I would just laugh that out and just clown them because it's not true. You know what I'm saying? So, but me being the way I was at that time, I push a button on them, and dudes wound up getting at him in the yard. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, I came out. I was coming outside or whatever, and this other individual from the U that was there, and they felt slighted that, you know, they had the situation in the jail and that I didn't address them about that, and they said they would have took care of it and this, that, and the third, and things like that. And they wanted to do something to make up for that, you know, to save face or whatever. And I was willing to do it, but it didn't come into fruition because other elements wound up happening. Like the dude that they wanted to get hit, they wanted a UBN homie and a Brim homie to hit the dude, but the dude wound up, you know, got wind of it, and he wound up getting out the jail or whatever. So when I go out, like 2 days later, when I come out the weight pal, I go to we used to hang out in the hole. The whole people don't hang out in no more because they got it closed off in Comstock or whatever, right? So we go down to the hole, and J.O. like, yo, they coming. And I'm like, who? So I look, and I see like 9 individuals coming our way. So it's me, him, and Conrad down there. So I get the scalpel out, and dudes, you know, they're attacked. I wound up getting stabbed in my back, and I wound up cutting 2 individuals though too. I cut Frankie legs, and I cut the dude named TB. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up getting 3 years in the box for assault charge, and I got it modified down to 2. You know what I'm saying? But it could have the other stuff could have progressed, but when I got to the box, I tried to alleviate what was from it progressing, getting worse than what it was. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, my mentality when it came to certain things, even though I was doing some set tripping, that was some real bad set tripping shit. I still had a conscience when it came to that stuff, but at the same token, I wanted to be perceived in a certain light. So I didn't really have no, real bad feelings about what really transpired in the way though. Also, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it was, whatever.
So
Mo, before you go, let me just say something real quick, bro.
Yeah.
So when that went down over there, we heard about it went down. So I'm over there with like it's at least like 4 or 5 big hats, and it's 2 Godfather Brims in the hood. So I go to them. I'm like, yo, what the this is my bros. This is my bros. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I go to them, and I'm like, yo, what's going on in Comstock? Because I'm hearing, it's lit. It's a shutdown. I'm like, yo, what's going on in Comstock? I'm not gonna say his name. Y'all know who it is. The short guy. He's like, it's a battle for dominance. I looked at him like, what are you talking about? I looked at him like, what are you talking? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Yo, it's crazy though in that situation, and this just shows your character though, bro. Bro, it's like the same way. It's like to keep on promoting like blood on blood violence. Like dudes was not with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like to keep seeing the perpetuation of us going at each other, and this is something that like a lot of homies got away from. You know what I mean? They would rather have everybody just go at each other than to take like, nah, ain't worry about it. I smoke son. They sent the shot back at me. I sent ain't nothing personal. We good. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's build. Let's continue building.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It used to be that. It used to be that way. It used to be that way. Like dudes used to get it in, and at the end of the day, dudes still blood. It was crazy, but this how it was. But in this day and age, it's really crazy. It got worse, man. Like this shit, like an incident could happen. That shit could go like to 10 jails. Like this shit is crazy.
Yeah,
like
and that's the thing that's been lost, man. That bond and that tightness. That's in because that's what I grew up in.
It's all wrong though, man. Because I don't want to get the wrong people to get the wrong misconception. Like I'm promoting this. This is just history, man. And if I could do it differently, trust me, I would have went to that individual that was in charge of that individual, and I'd have brought that situation to him, and hopefully he would, dealt with that situation accordingly. That was my first initial thought on that as I was maturing. But as I matured more, I said I wouldn't even did that. I would have just laughed that shit off because it never happened. You know what I'm saying? I would have clowned him a little bit, and I would have left it at that because that would have been the best. That would have been the best route, I believe, for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because all of this leaves like, helps break bridges like down the line, man. Even how minute it might seem now, you know what I'm saying? But dudes be having memories, and you got younger dudes that was under you, or they probably was there at the time, and they given a different type of mentality, from incidents like that. Yeah.
I think the biggest misconception is that, and me knowing you, and I missed out of a lot from the 03 to 08. I kind of felt like I wasn't involved in none of the decision making that was going on. So I was kind of like out the loop, and I was just hearing this incident happened over here or that incident happened over there. And being a part of the U at the time, I'm kind of privy to a lot of information that you were not privy to. So I started hearing the whispers of, to KK's point about, what may happen. And I'm like, hold on, what you mean this list or these names? I'm like, my crimey numbers over there. So I kind of was feeling a way that I was on the LU or EGB, and I'm hearing that, you know, these individuals is food, and I'm like, how they food? Like, y'all don't know the thesis. I'm like, if this is at some point, it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna have to make a choice. And I remember that when you came back to the port from Comstock, you sent me that long letter, and I got the letter, and I read exactly what you just said, how it started, and I said, damn. I said, all right, I'm done. That's when I wrote HR, and I was like, because you wrote me, you was like, yo, Mo, move, come on over. And I said, you know what, let me holler at HR, and I said, you know what, I'm done. That's when y'all heard it, Mikey, that I made my move.
Right.
And I was like, all right, you know what? Because now I felt like, you know, y'all put me in a situation where it was like, if my crime is getting into situations, I felt like I had to make a decision, and I didn't feel comfortable still being with the U, knowing that shots potentially had already been sent at my crimey way, and this might be an ongoing thing. So I'm like, all right, now, because he even expressed that. He didn't say, yo, I'm gonna bring you over so that we could continue to go to war. It was more like, yo, come on over, because perhaps you could be the bridge to stop a lot of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's the misconception that a lot of people have about that, you know, he's just running around, just going crazy, and it's just a war path. And I had to dispel that myth a lot of times. But pardon me, Mikey, you were saying something? Huh?
That's what happened at that time. Like, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, that's the type of vibe that was happening. That's what was transpiring. Things like in that nature, though.
But just to give some feedback on that at that time. You know, I was a big homie on a U at that time.
Yeah, that's fact.
Bro, we wasn't. Let me tell you something. Whatever was going on in dudes' minds in a box, I was in the field.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody know who our brothers is.
Mm-hmm.
We came up. We was loyal. So for that, don't get me wrong. For that to happen, once certain dudes come on the set, it's nothing but love and loyalty. It was nothing but love and loyalty. So if somebody had a personal, then you know how we did with personals. Go handle it personally. Other than that, dudes wasn't thinking about nothing else besides that, bro. That everything was good, bro. I mean, like I said, in the minds of dudes in a box, it might have been different from dudes like me that was in the field.
I agree.
It was different from dudes like me that was in the field with relationships that we've been banging, because that was 07. We all had 10 years and better of banging.
I agree.
All of us had relationships and been banging and loving each other for 10 years. You think just because you say, yo, he over there now, he ain't do nothing, y'all clip him. Come on,
it was a lot of that going on.
We wasn't going for that.
It was a lot of that going on. That's a fact.
But see, let me tell you something. That's really the difference. And I'm not saying these young kids don't get busy or whatever. They're not as bad as we were, because they are bad too.
Nah, yeah.
We were loyal, bro. We didn't just let dudes tell us to do anything, and we just did that shit to just anybody and just snaked out our brothers and snaked out dudes we was with forever.
Nah, we didn't come up like that.
Bro. We ain't do that, bro.
We didn't come like that,
bro. Yeah, dudes couldn't tell me. What he do? We ain't trying to hear that.
And you know what's crazy?
I was about to say, like, you know, at that particular point is where you could say a schism, or, you know what I mean, a separation started happening, where you started seeing who was who and what was what, like those who was actually trying to promote something different, or had ulterior motives in their mind, or had some, you know what I mean, or foul thoughts, so as those who was keeping it brotherly, those who was actually looking at things. So that actually started exposing people, because that's like you said, you was in the field. When we all was out there, like a lot of stuff in Clinton, we was starting to see, like, yo, we hearing this, but now it's like, who would listen to that? Like them kites that was coming from the box. Like, who would be the one to listen to it, or who would be the one to come out and be like, yo, bro, listen, this is what's happening. We ain't with none of that. You know what I'm saying? We know what's going on. This particular individual was pushing this. We ain't with none of that. Yeah. But then you had those that wasn't saying nothing. Yeah, we knew. I know a letter was sent to you, and you wasn't saying nothing. You wasn't trying to.
You know what didn't help too. And I'm gonna get back to asking odd questions. And I know all y'all could probably agree with this as well. That there was a difference between what was going on inside the pen and what was taking place in the streets. A lot of that stuff was carrying over into the streets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we didn't get
true.
those of us that was on the inside didn't get a chance to see those people who were going home, claiming status. You know, Allah knows best what individuals was doing when they was saying, yo, I got the whole Brooklyn. He was like, yo, I can only imagine what that meant to people who was like, yo, they gave me the whole South Side Queens. You know, we can only imagine what people were saying.
Yeah, that's
not true.
I want to touch on that too, because around that time, the dude Showtime used to come see us a lot though too.
Yes,
he used to come see me, Pee Wee, La Brim, S Brim, Lacey, other individuals too though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he kind of power tripped off of that, and that's what ultimately he the one. And I wanted to get into this, and we're gonna go into this next week when Frank. Unfortunately, I like to send my condolence to him that you know, one of his friends wound up passing away, whatever. Today he had to be at the hospital. Had to pull the plug.
Yeah, shout out to Pee Wee.
We sent out condolence to Pee Wee and his family.
I spoke to him earlier on, and you know, he said he's gonna be on here next week.
Yeah. Part two, this is gonna be part one. We changing the title. This is part one, but we're gonna have part two next week with Pee Wee here, so they can talk. And so we're gonna get into more stuff next week as well.
Yeah, but I want to touch on that a little bit because the Showtime dude is the individual that's because I want to clarify something for everybody though too. As far as what dudes were saying about Pee Wee, he tried to fade the Max and the Hounds. That's not true. At a time, I used to deal with Bl00d. So at a time, I used to believe that though too. At that time, I was a chairman. I was a co-chairman of the NYBBA. You know what I'm saying? Because I took Pee Wee's place in that aspect. But you know, dudes were saying that he was trying to fade the Max and the Hounds, and they was coming to me and La Brim with that, and they used to come pull us down on the VI floor and things in that nature. So Showtime and things and people that he used to have come see us though also. So you know, we wound up pushing the button on Cash Brim brother, China Dawn.
China, yeah.
He wound up getting attacked in Clinton real bad. But that led to, you know, Cash didn't want to go with because he always said that Showtime was lying, you know what I'm saying, about that or whatever. So, but I told him, like, yo, if you don't get down with what we doing, we're going to get to you. So we got at his brother, and he wound up pulling me and La Brim down on the VI floor. You know what I'm saying? And the police, knowing what was going on, they put me and him in the cage together. And we wound up getting it in on the VI floor. And I caught a 2-4 on a new charge, and I got cut in my face. You know what I'm saying? I got cut in my face, and I cut him, and I cut the other dude that helped him jump me and shit. You know what I'm saying? So we all came out bad in that situation. And right now, I'd like to apologize to both of those individuals, man, because I'm grown now, and you know that's just how I feel today. I feel like doing that. You know what I'm saying? I could do that because I'm grown, wow.
Wow.
But whatever the case is, dudes lied on that situation on Pee Wee, and they ruined the nation, man. This shit ain't never been the same since. You know what I'm saying? As far as like NYBBA, because you had an individual that lied for his own agenda because him and Pee Wee had a fallout for whatever reason. I think I love you too. I think we're gonna go more into that, you know, when me and him is on the panel together though, as far as like what else transpired as far as him though. But he wound up getting ousted. And if I could do it today, it wouldn't have happened, you know what I'm saying? And I wound up getting the co-chairman right under Lace at the time. I had that position for like a decade.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Sean.
All right. One more thing I wanted to say, because I wanted to clarify that, because I seen this on the YouTube channel. They had Larry O's name in that as far as him pushing the button with that, and he had nothing to do with that. And I want to clarify that he had nothing to do with that at that time. And I'm looking back, I don't even think he was locked up, but he wouldn't even been in a position at that time to do that. I was a co-chairman, and everything was still ran as a unit. And this is how we was moving. So it was, and to keep it 100 with people that's tuning in right now, it was me and Brim pertaining to that situation. You know what I'm saying? We was regulating that situation, and anything that wasn't rolling with us, we was rolling over. And that was just my mentality at the time. And I'm not trying to promote violence, and I don't want people to choose sides and all this other stuff and things like that, man, because I was wrong, and I no longer live that type of lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I don't live that type of lifestyle. I don't like hearing about, people getting hurt, especially if they was cool with each other at a time, things in that nature, man. Because I'm all for the people, and I'm all for my neighborhoods as far as I'm talking about, the inner Black and Latino neighborhoods that we come from, that I hope we could build our communities up and, live productively, man. That's really it.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, yo, Mikey, KK, listen, I'm being honest, man.
I love it though.
Yo, listen to me, man. That level of accountability is so freaking raw. I'm gonna be real with you, bro, because the respect and the love that I have for you, man, just by saying that even more. To say that you were a part of it is one thing, but to say that you were wrong and that you allowed for somebody who whispered in all of our ears about wrong information that ultimately led to us betraying each other, and we continue to get in more instance after more instance with one another, that for you to accept that right there, that to me is that level of accountability is amazing. And I'm glad that you've done that, because if it's not coming from our leaders, from the individuals who are a part of it, then it will never come from anybody. What impact do you think, and this is a serious question, I asked we this last time, what impact do you think those decisions inadvertently and directly have impacted the youth who follow in our footsteps?
Oh man, I think that had a real bad impact, man. I think that's the reason why it's the set tripping is at the level it is today. Because they indirectly, even individuals that don't know the history, but homies that they call they big homies, they followed our lead in that aspect, as far as this is the way how things go. This is how we handle our problems. We the strong got to survive. This is just what it was, but it shouldn't be that way, and it should never be that way, because why you always going to want to look behind your back and a dude that you used to have good feelings for, that you just was embracing, man. The next day you doing something to him, man. You know what I'm saying? That's not the way to be living, man. That's not brotherly love at all, man. That's just promoting hate and negativity, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not how you want. You gotta, when a person does things like that, you got to think, if he got kids or younger brothers and things, he got to think in the aspect, do he want his younger brother or his child to be in a predicament like that? You know what I'm saying? Attacking, his friends and things, growing up on, crossing each other and stuff like that, man. It's nothing productive in that, man. You know what I'm saying? But dudes got to be held accountable. That's why I never get, like, as I got older, I when dudes used to come to me with certain things that's going on today and things like that, my answer was always no when it came to violence. I said I will help bridge the situation to fix it, man. Because I learned from that incident from the floor that, deception is part of this, man. And power, some dudes do anything for it. You know what I'm saying? They would deceive you and lie and things like that, man. And all they're going to do is make situations worse, man. People that was friends. So when it came to, different fractions of Brim or whatever, going to war and let's try to fade, let's do that. And I was like, no, I'm not with that, man. I don't live that type of lifestyle. But if you want me to help try to fix the situation, I'm with that. I'll get on the phone. I'll call whoever you want me to call. I don't give a fuck, who was listening to the phone calls as far as gang intelligence. They're going to lock me up for that. So be it. You know what I'm saying? I had two AgSeg recommendations in my incarceration, man. And I was willing to take a third one for that. Yeah.
Wow.
Let me tell you something, man. It's great to hear your accountability and your change. How can I say this?
Wow.
just you being a leader, ex-leader, you still a strong voice in the community, regardless of what people say, because you got a strong name. You built a strong name. And for you to be speaking like this alone into what you speaking to is gonna help somebody.
That's one of my main Mikey B. That's one of my main reasons to coming up here, man. So I could help clarify like my mindset on that, and hopefully people could follow my lead on that and learn from my mistake and doing what I did, man. Because I not only did I suffer like physically, because I had to go to the hospital, but them individuals went to the hospital too, and that brings trauma to me and to them. But not only that, man, like what I seen happen as far as like what it did to this nation, man, and different to individuals that was once cool is crazy, man. It's like I hope dudes can learn from a mistake and take the same steps. If it did go that far, take the same steps that I did and extend their hand in peace. Wow.
But it's powerful for you to show you apologizing and bridging the gaps with people that actually blood was shed, because a lot of that same stuff is going on in these communities, and you are giving them the roadmap on how to deal with it from an OG, from somebody that been through it at the highest levels of the street.
We are giving
you this is the roadmap.
That's a fact. And I'm gonna say this, man. It's nothing wrong with apologizing, man. That help heals, man. It's nothing wrong with being healed or whatever, man. This is the way we supposed to be perceived, as far as like if you feel like you slighted somebody in the wrong way, and you come to terms with that, it's nothing wrong with apologize. It's up to that individual if he want to accept your apology or not. But that's part of being grown, though. It's nothing wrong with that. That's just like it's nothing wrong with an individual. He going to school, getting a job, and he's living productive, man. It's nothing wrong with that at all. You know what I'm saying? I respect the individual like that, and not saying I disrespect. I'm disrespecting the individual that's getting it how he lived type shit. But for an individual to do that, like to live the right way, that's the right way to live, man. And I applaud them for that. And I wish I would have came to terms that I wanted to do that before I went through all the things that I went through in my life, man. Because I had a hard life, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. And it didn't have to be this hard if I just apply myself to going to school, getting a job, and doing it the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? We leave holes in society when we do crimes. Even people that is not part of the crime that transpired, but that at least it probably traumatized them. They probably scared to walk down their own block, man. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. And I think when we apologize, Palmer Kicker, you want to say something, brother?
No, I just agreeing with the bro said, man. Just the ripples when we do one particular thing, man, and the ripples that affect everybody else. So we may not know the effects, you know what I mean, but the indirect effects that we have on families and communities of the people that we may get into it with, or crimes we may have committed, did to somebody, but now, just to pass on. That was it, bro.
Yeah. So like you mentioned, I too, and I know I'm gonna come back to this. There's a lot of stuff on the internet. We see it happening all the time. We see the Larry stuff. You see Pee Wee name in there. You see my name in there. Your name is in the internet. We've seen it. Mikey B and I have seen it. Right? We've seen your name has come up with a lot of stuff. Recently, we've known about the what's the guy's name? Zip with the drip stuff and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm saying me and Zip went through a situation in Elmira. At the time, it was an individual over there with us named Champagne. I wound up pushing the button on Champagne. He got sent to IPC because he used to be, at the time, I was had the mentality, a dude that was Crip, he couldn't be blood and things like never be blood and things of that nature. He used to be a Crip before, you know what I'm saying? So I did my investigation. He wanted to admit to me that it was true that he was somewhere and this and that, and then I knew he was lying about the whole thing and that he was that. So I pushed the button on him. He wanted to go into IPC, but Zip knew about it before that. You know what I'm saying? So I took it kind of personal, and I wouldn't go about that the same way I went about it now. And
Zip knew about what? I don't understand.
He knew about the dude Champagne being Crip. And I asked him about it, and he didn't tell me the truth after the fact that I sent Champagne out to jail, right? Hold on, I gotta let somebody in. Excuse me.
Okay. Yo, y'all tuned in to We Locked In. I'm your host, Moshe Canty. I'm here with my co-host, Mikey B and KK. We here interviewing Ashan. He's just giving us some backdrop about incidents that took place in the past. But yeah, what were you saying?
Every interview, share the live, man. Make sure y'all sharing the live.
All right,
please like, share.
So I was mad at Zip at the time about that, and I had a scalpel and it was kind of tarnished, and I wound up scratching him. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't, because that's not what I do. Me and him wound up shaking out, and he fought and all that. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was getting tore up, but he was still fighting. He wasn't going for it.
He said that. He said that in the video. He said that.
Yeah, he wasn't. He ain't jacked that shit at all. So the police wound up. They didn't see what's going on, but they seen he had scratch. They sent him back to his cell, and I seen a clip on it when he was saying, "Yo, the police seen this and that," and it didn't happen like that. I never got a ticket for that incident, nothing, and we still locking over there. But I found and me and him talked after the fact, and I wanted to fight him again because I said if he felt some type of way, we could fight or whatever. But he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to. He said it was nothing. But at the same time, I heard he was looking for a weapon. You know what I'm saying? So I wound up getting dudes to pop on him, and he wound up leaving the jail after that.
Oh, so you seen him after that? You seen him?
I seen Zipper after that because me and him used to lock on the same gallery, and we worked in the mess hall. So me and him talked, and I asked him, did he want to fight? But he was saying nah. But I think he was trying to rock me to sleep, right? He was inquiring about a weapon. It came back to me, so I wound up getting dudes to pop on him, and he wound up leaving the jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. That's what happened. But I don't take nothing away from Zip. He thought he was getting cut up. He was fighting and all that, and that's the truth. Me and him was fighting, and I tried to cut him, and we was fighting, and after that and all that. Zip ain't no bitch or nothing like that. If dudes say he is, they lying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's good though, because at least you can clarify any.
But I would like to also apologize to him, even if he's not. I don't know. I apologize to you, Zip, man, for doing that to you, man. I shouldn't have did that to you, and the reason why I did it to you, that when I look at it, it's so minute now. Like if I heard somebody doing the same thing, I've been like, man, what are you crazy, man? For that you're gonna flip on this dude for that? Like, nah. Yeah. Even with the Crip there, I'm not on no color banging no more. I was at a time. You know what I'm saying? I had incidents with Crips and things like that. The last incident I had with a Crip, and it's so crazy that I couldn't even get myself out the incident, that I didn't really want to do nothing to the dude, but they said they was going to do something to the first blood they seen. And I said, man, I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? So I want to have to do something to that dude and shit. And you know what's so crazy about that? I get sent to Wendy's after that, and it's mad Crips there and shit. Blue Boy and them there said, man, what
I was there with you when you came over there.
Yeah, that's a fact. You was there over there.
Dudes up here on the internet saying Blue Boy was never in population. He was in population with all of us.
That's a lie, man.
With all of us.
Let me tell you something. That was the first Crip that I know, or to be truthful, like to go to any spot he went to and lived, man. That's just the truth of the matter. He used to go everywhere, like in the beginning of the stages, like when Crips wasn't living nowhere. Really, he'd go to a spot, he gonna live there, man. Because you're gonna have to get your gun for
one follow-up question about Elmira before we leave Elmira.
What's that?
Did you Waterboy, did you have him down as a blood?
Hell no.
All right. Because it came up. That was another thing that came up. They saying I bring home Waterboy. He using my name in Elmira, saying Mike.
Get the fuck out of here. No, that's not true. Waterboy was a CO there, and he didn't like dudes to do things in the jail. He's not gonna report that shit, not like that. So
yeah,
if they don't, he's still police at the end of the day. If they force his hand to do something, what I think he would, go follow their lead, like he's gonna follow their protocol and all that, absolutely. But he's not going out his way to lock you up if something happened just around him or something like that, or some other COs that's there, you know, they're gonna let it slide or whatever. That's what's gonna happen, man. But as far as him being blood now, he was never a member of the blood, and I would never like share information with him and things of that nature. No.
All right, just checking on that. Just checking. But yeah, we was in Wendy's, man. You had that screw face in that mess hole, man. You had the illest mad dog in I'm telling you, Mo.
Yeah.
He got the
yo, listen. You do not have to tell me. Listen, I know firsthand.
His face used to be so like bad, right? You'd be like, yo, I salute him. He fuck around, gonna say some crazy shit. We gonna be here.
Nah. It
wouldn't be like that. Don't say shit to me.
I remember I remember seeing you like in the mess hall. You were savage and shit like that or whatever, man. I wound up leaving from there though because I went to a meeting from there and shit. I went to Gawanda's and I wound up back in the Max though, unfortunately. And then, you know, after that I was done like with going to the box and things in that nature as far as like, you know, I said, I got to go home, especially when I seen like Moshe, G, Brim and them home. I said, man, I want to go home too, man. I started feeling homesick, man. Like
I was just about to ask you that, right? Yeah. So now, you hear first that G fell back. Now I know you heard, you know, and we gonna get a little personal. You know, I know you personally knew about, you know, my sister. You know how close we were with that.
Yeah.
Not so much my brother, but then
you know your sister was like my sister though too, man. So
absolutely. And then you heard about mommy, and then you hear your Mo pull back. What was your thoughts about that? Because we pretty much did everything from the time we was kids. Like I never asked you that, but how did you feel when you heard Mo said for real now? Like he's focusing. I wasn't went home and then I went home. How you felt about all that?
I wasn't surprised that you fell back. Because, like, your mentality went.
He froze up.
Oh, this is getting good, Mikey.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I want to ask him something about the box too.
Oh, Wish the Dawn, you acting up. You acting all the way up. you gonna throw that in there. You play a lot of games, Wish. I see you gonna throw that in there. That elite mind thing. You're playing a lot of games.
Yeah, he froze up. I'm gonna put him back up when he unfreeze.
I should come back in.
Yeah, get him back up here, man. But we getting epic in 2024.
Yo, we getting epic. 2024.
It's epic in 2024. We only bringing fire. We only bringing y'all fire. We got some real good content coming y'all way. All right.
Let me try to get I back in. Hold on.
He's froze. I took him down, but there he is. You good? You back?
You back?
All right.
Yeah, go ahead, y'all.
So you was never to me like an individual that was on like you know, flipping on another blood like that. That really wasn't you. Your thing was always with like the police. You know what I'm saying? That was really your spill. Like you was not going for like on some real George Jackson type shit. So, you know, when I heard you fell back and all the things that was transpiring at the time, when you fell back, I wasn't surprised at all. And I was like, man, maybe it's for the best for you. My mentality was different at that time. I was getting ready to leave the box after doing 10 years in the box. And, you know, when I came out there, it was a lot different. But I wasn't surprised that you fell back. And I was happy for you, though, too, that you made the decision that you made, that you was comfortable with your decision. You know what I'm saying? Because we were grown.
He was doing good too in Shawanga, man. We was doing good, man. He did some good things. He got some degrees.
Yeah.
He was able to really, you know, make
I finally get up with KK or first with Mikey. So the first time me and Mikey actually was together was in Upstate when they was in a building. We screaming back and forth to each other when he was over there with Shaq and Pee Wee and them. Yeah, we never got a chance. So I finally get with them. Right, he's running the classes. Yo, I could not even believe this. But I'm like, yo, so we finally get together. Then KK pulls up afterwards, but Mikey leaves because he don't listen to me. He want to be a freaking knucklehead, knocking people out in the yard and all this. So he's still being crazy. I'm mad at him. But so speak to spinning because you spent 10 years in the
bad vibes.
Nah, we ain't gonna do it like that. You ain't gonna bring bad vibes.
These bad vibes. How you doing?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Oh man. Yo, the only reason I ain't jumped a bit earlier, I was sitting there eating, smoking. And I said, let me go brush my teeth and all that shit. I said, nah, I hope they don't get off this shit before I get up out of here.
Nah, we got
It was good though, family, man. What's up,
That's
bros, man?
good, man.
That's good
Happy New
seeing
Year,
you.
bro. Good to
Man,
see you, bro.
Happy New Year.
yeah,
Good,
I
bro.
see you
yeah,
living.
man.
You looking good out there. I see you.
Why
I be
not?
liking your
Shit, why
posts. I
not?
see you. You looking good, bro. Popping them bottles and all that, you heard?
Why not? Nigga,
Popping
first
them
of all,
bottles and all
it's
that.
clear. Yo, I just finished parole like 9 days ago. I'm done with New York State.
That's great.
Oh,
That's great.
Congrats,
yo,
bro.
listen, man,
Yo, congratulations, bro. That's
man,
freedom. That's right.
yo. Man, I'm completely free now. I could travel now and go live and got to worry about kids in New York or people see me down in Atlanta or DC. Or, yeah, man, I'm going
Right.
everywhere.
hey, yo,
Yeah.
because you know,
I think, man,
I
I'm
talk to
about to
you all
go down to the Keys.
yeah.
I'm
Yo,
gonna run down to the Keys just because. Yeah, I'm gonna go down to Miami. Just Miami, go to the Keys until my passport comes. Yeah, I'm gonna live my goddamn life. Man. Shit, we old now, man.
it's always a pleasure to see you, man, and hear your voice, man.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah,
it's
man.
better to see you in person or on live versus
Yeah.
talking to you over yo BV screaming to you over a building and stuff
Nah.
like that.
Nah, I stay connected. We quietly stay connected, Mikey, so forth and so. Man, listen, it's only a phone call away. I'm right here, man. I'm not
Right.
far, baby.
It's good
You
to
Right.
know what I'm
see you,
saying?
man.
Yo, I shine, man. I like the growth, though, man. I love you, bro, man. Like, seriously,
I
man.
love you
Like,
too, man.
salute,
Thank
man.
you, man.
Like, for
Thank you.
real, man.
All
And
right.
they let your ass out. We out, man. Just take
We
patience. You
out.
know what it is. You got the
Yeah.
ingredients and the formula. You know. You
Mm-hmm.
know. We gonna be watching you on TV, mainstream, real soon. We're gonna say, no, I'm gonna shoot you quiet from my bed. Like, okay,
Yeah.
told you.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Right.
We out here.
Yeah, man.
We out of that madness, man.
Oh,
Man, they don't know,
so
bro.
Yeah.
because
Yo,
BV spent a lot of time in that box. So I was
yo,
about to
speaking
ask
of
you,
No,
madness,
yes,
hold
sir.
on. Yo, Mo, let me ask him
yo,
Yeah,
something.
the
nah, go ahead,
13 years and that shit,
That
bro.
10 years,
I was just
you,
about to ask about that 10
Yo,
years.
go ahead, Mo. You go
13 I
ahead, go
No,
did.
ahead.
no, no. Go ahead, Mikey. I was about to ask him
Um,
from what he experienced before to after. But go ahead. Your
all
question
right,
might be the
during
same
that
as
10
mine.
years, how was your mental state? Because I heard you was losing your mind in the box, bro, and not on no
Now
funny stuff.
that's not true. You see how I can
I see how
articulate.
articulate you are now,
All right, I
but
can articulate myself and things of
when I
that nature.
see you in population, I'm like, homie, you don't got it all, yeah.
I
Yeah, I
had it
heard the
all, but
same thing.
I was just,
Yo,
I
yo,
was just,
when you got
I'm being
out,
honest, bro. You
I heard
heard?
the same thing though.
I was just fed up with what was going on. But dudes, they'll tell you like, I had people coming to see, I had people coming to see me like every month. That was hat that coming to see me every month while I was in the box and things of that nature. So they could attest to my mind state as being probably upset or whatever about certain things, stressed out. But I was I could articulate myself and I didn't lose my mind and things of that nature. Nah,
Hey, yo,
yeah.
so tell us some of the things that you did to endure the time of 10 years in a box. What did you do with your time?
Thank you, Mikey.
Man, I can answer. He gonna say read, write, work out,
Yeah,
write, read, work out, study,
yeah,
read, write,
yeah.
research, work out. What
Yeah,
is it to do? Yeah, that's
that's
why I was
exactly
raised. Yeah,
yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. That type of stuff right
Yeah,
there.
hold on. But we know that's what he did. But did you cry? Did you crawl up in the corner? And did you cry because you
CK
just wanted to
Diamonds
get
in
the
the
hell out
building.
of jail?
CK Diamonds in the building.
Yo, what up with
wow,
y'all?
yeah,
I mean,
wow.
peace.
Yo, CK,
Peace, what's
Oh man,
happening? Happy New Year's with
good.
y'all.
Happy New Year
Happy
to
New
you,
Year.
Yeah,
bro.
salute, definitely right back
yo,
at you.
hold on. I need to ask that question. Did you cry at any point?
Yo,
Like, yo, I
Happy
want
New
to get
Year,
the hell out of
CK.
this.
Yeah,
Happy New Year.
of course I did, man. I done cried before and things in that nature, man. I don't know pertaining to exactly what, but it was times that I was real sad in there. Yeah, it takes a toll on the
Hell yeah,
individual to do a decade in the box, man. Especially when you got
yeah.
them the powers that be, being the police or whatever, and they got control of your food. Like I was just telling you recently, like I was going to an incident with the police in Attica box, and what they did was, and I was getting culture food at the time, so they couldn't really tamper with my food. So the day before I left, they gave me my tray, and when I put my hand in my tray, it was semen on my eggs. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So,
Yeah,
you know, they used to do things like that. So an individual got to stay strong and keep his mind sharp, his body sharp, and, you know, to relieve that stress. And I wanted to do something to one of them real bad, man. But I know, and I'm glad I didn't, because if I did, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. Because as you might know or don't know, I caught 2 new charges while I was incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that I would have caught another bid. That would have been the life bid for me, man. So yeah.
So now that you know, because I know we're gonna touch on a lot of different stuff when next week when Pee Wee come on. You do 25 years. You go through all this stuff while you locked up. So mentally, you preparing yourself to get back out here. Like, how do you prepare yourself to make that transition? And what? Big Quell, Shot Quell, what's up, baby?
Quell, what up? Happy New Year.
There you go.
Happy New Year.
This how we locked in. This New Year. This how we locked in. Happy New Year,
There you go.
Happy New Year.
Look,
Happy New Year.
there you go.
The big homies of the big homies. This how we
Big
locked in.
homies.
Years ago.
What's up,
Original
man?
big homies.
Fucking cold red.
It's a reunion. What's going on? You got your house back too, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We on the outside now. We on the outside now.
Yeah, we out here.
Yeah.
Yo, when you gonna pull up on me again, Quell? I gotta pull up on you in Texas somewhere. What's up, man?
Yeah, he might have to, man. I left New York, man. Fuck New York. Not y'all, but fuck New York.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a fact. I concur.
New York's being overran by immigrants now. This motherfucking mayor bugged the fuck out.
Yeah.
They
Got wild migrants. He got wild migrants running through the boroughs like they're crazy, half naked.
Yo, I was
I was running up there. I had to peek around the corner. I said, what the fuck? New York?
Yeah, you know we had to welcome you home, right, Ashkan? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nigga.
I'll show you that love. Happy New Year, bro.
Welcome home.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I seen when you came home, I was hype as hell, Sean. Like, yeah, that's God.
Thank you, man.
I was hyped for you. Wow. Last time I seen you was when? I think last time I seen you, we was at the bus together when Dre was scared to talk to you.
All right.
I think that probably was. Oh, was it the park? I don't remember.
One of years that on this platform.
Yo, hold on. I want to ask this question because this is an important question, y'all. How do you prepare to make that transition after doing 25 years? And then what's your mindset once you finally make the transition to come out here? Like, how do you prepare yourself to get to that?
I'm saying I prepared myself that I already had in my mind what I wanted to do when I came home. And that's living like, you know, I didn't want to be a criminal no more. You know what I'm saying? I want to live productively like a normal human being supposed to. So, you know, I move at my own pace because I'm not trying to play catch up with individuals or things in that nature though too, because I know sometimes when you rush certain things might not go in the way that you planning on doing it. So right now I just got accepted and enrolled in John Jay program, navigating program.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Congratulations.
That's what I'm doing.
Top of the linea too. That's top of the linea. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Easy,
there should be some employment. It should be you also expecting to get this employment in a couple of weeks as well, right? Huh?
Yeah. That's somebody gave me a link and they said it's almost like a guaranteed job for me to work in the shelter or whatever. So I'm gonna do that on the 17th.
Yeah. All right,
good.
Yo, check it out. Yo, Sean.
Yeah.
One thing for sure, too. Everybody on this panel.
Mm-hmm.
You could tap in with us, bro. We ain't the crash outs. We've been out here for years.
Yeah.
You know, we did the same things that you did in your life. We always on the same level. So you know, we already got that roadmap of success out here in the streets, coming from being a big homie doing 25 years. All of us did the same amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to adjust, man. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard. A lot of shit gonna come.
It's still hard.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was talking to Pete. I've talked to Pee Wee today, but we talked like last week though also, and he was like, yeah, we got to be our own. Us that did time, we could relate to certain things that people can't relate to. So we got to be each other's crutches, man. When times get hard, man.
Absolutely.
Right.
Back,
Right.
Yo, where we at work?
Now he
Nah,
had
he
he had
in the
emergency,
hospital. One of his family members, they had to pull the plug. They had to pull the plug on one of his family members, so he's attending to his loved one right now. So, you know, to whom Allah we belong and who we shall return. So, we send our condolences to Pee Wee and his family right now.
Yeah, definitely.
He'll be inshallah. Well, he'll be here next week.
Man.
Part 2 of this between him and Ashan. We're gonna have an opportunity to interview them both, so he'll be here.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting right now. Well, I ain't gonna blow it up, but I sent him the message. Hopefully, he said he gonna pull up in a minute, so we'll get a chance to see the bro, man.
But yeah, man, you know, anything that you need, man, tap in with us, man. Make sure.
I'm good, man. You know, like I got family and things like that, and individuals that I grew up.
We is too. We are too. We family too. We
that's a fact. I'm good, bro, and I appreciate it. I really do.
Well, you know, but you just mentioned that in terms of like being crutches for each other. I mean, all of us rely on each other to some extent. So it's like, you know, Mikey send young individuals my way for jobs, or I might send individuals his way. I might need Quell to pull up. Quell them pulled up the events, fundraisers. Man, we support each other in all different type of ways. So it's like
we got to strengthen that. We got to really tighten that up, though. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right we do.
We got to really tighten that up, because really we supposed to have our own non-profit organization, all of us. Really, state, city. Let's put that together. Let's do that.
Me and Asha was just talking.
Hell yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do
it. And yo, Mikey, it'll fit right too. You want to know why? Right now, we all spread out. And we can bring that to a core. We all spread out. We can be. There's nothing supposed to get up into home base.
We supposed to have that. There's no way we supposed to have that.
You know, it's crazy because we was already discussing that and laying some of the groundwork for that.
We supposed to have that,
bro.
East Coast to the West Coast. We had a whole. We had that in between Chicago. Or we got all the connections. We got people everywhere. Let's get it. We all got our.
Yeah, but who want to join the train? Yo, think about it. If we sitting in corporate, who want to sit there and employ us as a group to get the streets clean or get the community clean?
We get
all of us right here.
We have about 30 dudes on our executive board.
Man.
On our executive board, you heard? 30 of us. The Zoom meeting would be crazy, you heard?
Hey, yo,
and it's crazy because everyone, like, we gonna connect better with the youth anyways because of everything that we've done and we were and all that. So it hits harder. It hits hard, you know what I mean?
We are the real.
It's legitimate. It's legitimate. There ain't no joke. There ain't no lie either.
Hey, yo, Mikey, let's open up the floor, because I know that we mentioned that we will open up the floor to any questions that they might have for Ashan in the chat. I know that there was some questions. He answered the question about Zip, but there was another question earlier on. If y'all got any questions in the chat that you want to ask our guest Ashan, please, man, put it in the chat. He's here. Y'all can
respectfully.
Yeah, come on. Let's see what y'all.
Yeah, respectfully.
Let's see what y'all made of. Let's see what y'all made of out there, man.
Ask some questions.
This
is y'all time right now. This is your question time.
This is y'all time to ask y'all questions. I see y'all been going back and forth with each other.
Cola James, you can say hi.
Yeah, Cola James, ask your questions. Come on, sis.
Yo, she said too much testosterone up there.
I want to say hi, but it's too much. You and Steady be like, she said, I want to say hi, but there's too much testosterone up there.
That's my fault. I should just use my computer instead of my phone.
You and Sadie be the only one up here. Oh, there she go.
Oh, there she go.
Okay. Sean probably not gonna remember who I am, but this is Nick. You remember Nick used to be over there with you? Nick Brim.
Sean, you here?
Yeah, I'm right here. What's good?
Cola James is talking to you.
What she said? I can't hear her.
This is Nick.
Nikki Brim.
Remember, I came up on 5 points.
Yeah, hello.
Your sister.
Yeah,
that's good to see you home.
Thank you. Yo, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. I'm doing adult shit. You feel me? But I'm so pleased to see you
All right.
You don't even understand, bro. Like, you know, I know you're gonna do some great shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the bills that we used to have, like your mind is just so vast.
Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah. That's you absolutely right about that. We used to write each other all the time and things of that nature. You know, I remember when you came to see me and things like that too.
We
At 5
appreciate
you
you
came
for
to see
coming
me
to see us.
you came to see me twice over there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You always was a good dude, you know what I'm saying? You know the fucked up shit I had to deal with, but we ain't even gonna go there because you know what I'm saying, we straight regular people now. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate you. I appreciate everything that you've ever done for me. I appreciate the correspondence. You know what I'm saying? You always kept my mind open. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no politics. No, it was always information, educational shit, and I love you, bro. And please stay home. Don't get tricked out your freedom by nothing, not this YouTube, not shit. You understand?
No. I'm not gonna get.
Nah, we got him.
I'm not gonna get tricked out of anything. Trust me, Nikki. I'm focused. I'm already I know what I want to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm on that path. That's really what I want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, all I wanted to say was hi to you.
Thank you for holding down the nose. We needed you.
How's your son doing?
I'm not gonna lie. We needed some estrogen with all this testosterone up there.
No, but this is you know what I'm saying? Like this is family. Like you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I love this man. You get what I'm saying? But your nephew, you know, he's good. You know what I'm saying? He's smart as hell, but he's a little bit goonish. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's channeling in the right direction. You get what I'm saying? He's a little with the shit in kindergarten. And I'm like, listen, no, we're not doing that, sir. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be smart and that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like tell the teacher, don't just be on go. Tell the teacher first and then, you know, like that. Don't just be popping off because you're upset. We not doing that no more. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I hit Pee-wee or whatever and stuff. So like if you want to get in contact with me, we could get contact through there or whatever and stuff like that. But I'm gonna drop down. But I just wanted to come up and speak to my brother. You know what I'm saying? Speak to my brother free. You understand what I'm saying?
No question. I'm glad to hear from you too. And I'm gonna contact Pee-wee probably later on today, if not tomorrow, because he going through like a bad situation right now as far as like type of family type crisis. But I'm gonna get the phone number from him and I'm gonna holler at you. All right.
All right, love you, bro. All right.
I love you too.
Caller James, thanks for blessing the platform.
Yo, thank you for pulling up, sis. Thank you, sis.
Yo, I was just sitting here looking at something and thinking, right? Everybody here done turned themselves into on the right path from where everybody was at. That's
a fact.
Everybody here got like 15 and better in the state. And every one of us has turned ourselves into the right path. 15, 20, 25.
Nah, don't do it like that.
What up, bro?
What up, bro?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year.
That's my twin. That's my twin.
Everybody coming out.
All right, okay.
Whoa.
So
you know we have to welcome you home right, bro. You know that.
Peace, man.
I can't hear you, Melly.
Y'all can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Wow, this shit crazy.
This shit crazy.
Right here,
how you feeling tonight?
That was my secret, right? That was my surprise, right there. I was gonna surprise y'all with Mel Cross.
Yeah, that's my brother right there too.
Facts.
Whoa, that's my bro. Yo, but real quick, yo, Moshe, you graduated at the right time, bro.
Huh? What you say?
You graduated at the right time because they shut it down. They shut that college down.
Yeah, they did. They lost accreditation.
Yeah.
My wife makes fun of me about that all the time.
Yo, because I didn't get that. I was just almost done.
From a real college. That's what she say. She be wrecking me with that.
Yo, Cross is happening, bro.
What's up, Cross? We can't. I guess he's trying to talk.
Can't hear you.
Mel, leave and come back in. If you can't.
Yeah, leave and come back in.
Mel, leave or come back in or go get a new phone, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, yo, Quill, I'm glad to see you moving at regular pace and all that, too.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He ain't on them scooters. You talk about the what you call he had?
Yeah. I see the thing when he had the scooter. I'm like, what?
Yo, I just want to say this, man. I'm glad to see all of us in the predicaments where we're no longer in freaking shackles. We're no longer hearing about something happening where somebody stabbed somebody in the eye or something happened. Because all y'all, I'm gonna be honest, all y'all up here is kind of crazy. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know all of y'all.
Hold on, and you?
I'm saying you gonna give it up.
Yeah. I know all healed. I know
all y'all little bugged out.
You including yourself, right?
I know
we kind of got an excuse for that. We was in an abnormal environment for a long time.
For a long time.
That's true. But
for a long time.
But you got bad vibes. The first one to get mittens on, the first one to break out of them.
That's a fact.
Bad vibes is not healed.
I know. Like five of y'all.
BB is not healed.
Movies. I know about 5 of y'all movies. All y'all. Yo, but hold on.
Come on, man.
I think Bad Vibes got the best. I think he got one of the top 5 best names in the East Coast history. Bad Vibes.
Yeah, and I'm down. I'm down in the South, yo. They like your vibes. They like, oh, that down here, everything is sweet. That's sweet. Like we say it's hot. They, oh, that's sweet. Like,
hey, yo, listen. If this was like 15 years ago and we was all together, we'd probably be arguing about who got the illest movie. Like who gonna make the next one, you heard?
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you
now look what we talking about. And now look at our conversation, you heard?
But it would have went to the point where somebody would have went and started something, though.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you this, though. The powers
Bad
that
Vibes got us all beat, though. Bad Vibes got us
he got us beat. He got us beat.
The administration.
Quell got us beat.
Bad vibes. I'll tell you, bad vibes. They created the mittens for bad vibes.
They created the mittens for bad vibes.
He the first one to break out of them shits too.
Yeah, no, they created a mittens for all of us, 22 of us down here on one side. I just got out of it. It wasn't hard.
Yo, but hold on. What you said? What you said?
I said the administration would have never let us all be together, though.
Hell no.
Hell no.
Yo, I think the most they probably let is 3 people.
No way.
Yo,
yeah, just half of us, they would have said no.
Yo, is that true right there? Soul Beat climb Southport Gate?
How you gonna climb it?
How you gonna climb the gate?
You got a top on it.
Soul Beat did
You
that.
can't wait.
I don't know. That's what
You can't do that.
You can't climb that.
Hey, yo, Jose.
Yo.
You can climb up there and hang. You can climb up there and hang and do shoulders.
I do some pull-ups. That's about it.
We used to climb and do pull-ups. That's it.
That's it. You can't go over that.
OBCC Bing.
Yeah, that's a fact. I seen that.
I kicked the big gate out.
That's a fact.
I kicked out the big gate.
Kind of a barbed wire to barbed wire.
I got that beat, you heard?
Yo, Quell, you heard Mikey B movie? I kicked out the gate.
No, after that,
yeah, we had some dumb ops though.
I caught 2 new charges when I kicked that gate out, you heard?
I'm just
Yeah, I'm thinking that you chat there. There's no one to watch a dude climb through some barbed wire, and I know you coming to get me with a scout. I would have shook the gate, got you tied up in that. Nah, we have some dumb ops like that. I ain't gonna let you climb over 2 barbed wire to come over and pop me. No, you crazy.
Yo, what's your question? Mr. Dawn, what's your question? I don't see it. What's your question?
Yo, where do at? What man do at?
Yeah, where do at? Hit him up. Tell man do the pull up. Where you at? Hit him up, Quell.
Yo, Bad Vibes. Call man do.
Yo, yo, Shay, I heard you ran into G Money at work too one day.
I did run the G Money at work. I'm proud of the work that he's doing, man. I'm trying.
Yeah, he had told me.
That's the second time. The first time he actually did a presentation, and then the second time we bumped into each other again. He's doing real good work, man.
Yeah, he told me. I'm like, yo, that's the bro right there.
That's I like Lil Bro, man. He doing.
That's my brother. Wow.
Yo, y'all got any questions for Ashton, man? We got a couple of minutes left, man, before we close out this live. If y'all got any questions, put them in the chat. Any comments? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button,
Share
leave
the
your
live,
comments,
man.
share the live.
Shit,
Yo, Mel Cross, what's up, man? You been real quiet, man. What's up with you, man?
Nah, y'all was talking, so I ain't want to talk over you. Y'all was talking because I wanted to talk about that shit you did, Moshe, going into Auburn. But I came right behind that and got a lot of that back.
Yo, I left like a month before that.
The crazy thing is that I didn't have a life. The thing that's a gift and a curse. Auburn is a gift and a curse for me because it's like I became known more to people after that, and the people who didn't know me before that think like it all started with Auburn. So I just kind of was a gift and a curse for me, right? It was I always felt like it was good that it happened, but it was like a gift and a curse, man. Because now from there they was moving me 3 o'clock in the morning. I walk into a jail, you got 8, 9 police standing with sticks. I'm the only one coming into jail. It was a lot, but you make choices and you got to live with them. But it was a lot.
Somebody asked that question.
We got a question right here.
Was there ever a time when any of you was ever scared or nervous up top? This is for all of y'all. I start with Ashan since he's our guest. So Ashan, the question is, was there ever a time when any of you was ever scared or nervous up top?
Yeah, it was a time when I was in a medium at the time, and the police wanted me. He wanted me to say "sir" to him when I was on the wall and stuff, but I didn't say it because I felt like he was trying to oppress me. Like I didn't feel no need to really be calling him sir and stuff like that. And they wound up choking me, and while they choking me, they beat me up and shit, and I couldn't breathe. I thought I was gonna die, man. Or I got scared. I thought I was gonna die right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be, and thank you for sharing that. I got jumped by the police in Clinton, and the way that they did it though was that they set me up under the false premise that they wanted me to go get a new ID, and so they literally called me down to the ID room. So as I'm walking out of the ID room, first of all, they knew that I didn't really need a new ID because they took my ID the night before at rec. So when I went there, the officer at the desk basically was like, "Yo, who's done?" I was like, "Well, I don't have an ID. I just came to get a new one." He was like, "What's your name?" He went in the drawer and gave me back the same ID that they took from me the night before in the yard. So they then told me to go out in the hallway and wait. They had an officer escorting me as I'm walking through the hallway. It still was people in the ID room who hadn't had their pictures taken yet. So I'm basically walking. Once I made that turn, yo, bro, there was a sergeant and 3 police. They all charged at me. It was a hit. I was like, oh, so I went to kind of like get into a defensive stance, but the officer that was behind me was with the hit team. He put me in the chokehold. I said, oh, this is how I thought I was gonna die. I said, that's it. They're gonna kill me. So right there, yeah, I was nervous. I fought, but it was like I'm fighting 5 people, right? So, but yeah, I thought that they was gonna choke me out and kill me. That's a fact.
I think Attica, when I was in Attica, the police never did nothing to me, but they was like slapping dudes up, punching dudes in the eye, doing all kind of different stuff to dudes in Attica, and really I couldn't take none of that. So that's probably the only time I knew if they did anything to me, try to slap me in the head or punch me in the eye, put me in my cell, it wasn't gonna go like that. And I would never.
Yeah, I think we all know how Attica.
I think.
Let me get it out. I would have never seen my family again if they would have put their hands on me. So that's the only. I was just scared to not. I wasn't scared of them. Mm-hmm. I was not scared of them, but I was just scared of the fact that I knew I would lose my freedom or my life if they did something to me in Attica. God was with me. They never did nothing to me, but if they did do something to me, and that's how the climate was. As soon as you come out your cell, they got their sticks out. They in a batting position, like they gonna hit you with that shit.
Yeah, that's how that shit is.
They punching dudes in the eye. They slapping dudes up. So
giving dudes a credit card treatment, all that shit.
I would never see my family again when I was in Attica.
I think with me, Mikey, me and Mikey pulled up to Attica the same exact day.
BCK up in Attica.
Yo, I didn't even get out of my cell to go to rec. The day I was going to rec, it's like they lined the shit up from my assault on police before. They beat the shit out of me. They had to drag me, literally. I couldn't walk. They dragged me to the box. I thought I was dead because they beat me for, I thought it was like 20 minutes, but it was like 3.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
They beat me.
Attica upskate together. Yeah, that's facts.
I literally didn't get off the company. Like they let everybody go, then crack me. So I already knew, but I'm like, yo, fuck it. Let me go.
Yo,
Yeah.
it's crazy that these stories coming from Attica because mine's that's what mine's at, but it ain't nothing happened first. It was me. I was 16 years old, like fresh out. I was in Lakeview. I went to the box in Lakeview. They said I was on a transfer, and that's the jail I was going to, Attica. So just pulling up in front of there, I was just like, where the hell am I going? Like I did not understand the depth of it. I just was going by the stories I was hearing. Pulling up in front of the jail was like she was like a black cloud over it. It
Right.
like it looked like a
Facts.
cat, and I was just going by all the stories, and I'm like, not so much saying like I arrived, but I'm like, yo, this is it. Like either you gonna have to go in there, you gotta kill somebody as soon as you go in. You gotta in my mind was just wrong. Like I didn't know what to do, how to feel, or nothing. And mind you, I was a teenager. And it's crazy, Quell, right? That you on here. I think you was the first big homie I met.
Yo, let me tell you about Attica though. Like,
pulling up in Attica.
yo, look, 9-7, they blamed me for everything in Attica. So what happened was, one time D.I. was in a cell, and Sandra Carlucci and the black glove gang, black gay, what you want to fucking call them niggas, they ran up in a cell and beat them up on a Saturday morning. A neutral dude in the mess hall saying Lil Kyle, I was a mentor at the time with D.I.
So Lil Kyle.
Yeah,
They told Kyle, like, yo, they said, yo, that was D.I. got beat up this morning. They set him up, ran up in the cell and beat up for no reason. So Kyle, like, what? And the lady police is the closest one to him. He just walked up on her and knocked that out. And they fucked him up. Now, first, D.I. came to the box and was on my company. And then he told me what happened. Then he said, I heard Kyle's in the hospital now too. Like, what? So now Kyle come to pop it upstairs. Make a long story short, I pushed the button. I told somebody leaving the box with the population, I said, what is everybody waiting for? You know what time it is. So he went out, he told everybody we gotta do what we gotta do. So about 16 homies went to the mess hall. I ain't gonna put their names out. A few people fell back that we wouldn't suspect to fall back that still get a lot of accolades these days, but they pulled some bullshit and they stayed back in their cell. Meanwhile, like 12 homies went to the mess hall and 4 neutral, Bruiser, somebody else had Cream Calico, Madman from the Bronx. They all went to the mess hall and they had a makeshift plan at the moment. And what they did is said, fuck it, 4 of us go at this because 4 police in the mess hall. 4 of us go this way, y'all 4 go that way. We go brush the police at the same time and just spread out. And they rushed the police, broke them down, took the sticks, started beating with the sticks and all. They was on camera.
Yeah, I remember that. I was in the start with that.
Yeah, I remember that too.
So now they're in
I
the
remember
yard
that. That's
like
fact.
they're in the yard till like midnight. So the dudes upstairs on the 3rd floor can see A block yard. So they still in the yard. They say, you know, about 2 o'clock they came to my cell and told me get dressed. I'm like, oh shit, there we go. That's what
happened with Black Old Macko. Black Old Macko.
No. That was the second one. They was the second incident.
Yeah, that was the one Quell talked about was the first one.
All right, but
the second was 98.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm bringing up something else. Like when I got into an incident.
Oh, that was the first one. That was the first one.
They told me get dressed. Then they came and told me put my hand at the gate, handcuffed. I wasn't scared as I wouldn't get handcuffed. So I like fuck it. But I'm apprehensive. I'm thinking it's going down. But the police had told me a week before that, yo, we can't stand you in here. But always why I don't do nothing to you. But the deputy superintendent said to leave you alone. Do not do anything unless I provoke the situation because they thought that doing something to a person like me would cause a whole World War III in Attica. That's what they think. But they think they can pop on little homies. Nothing gonna happen. So they left me alone. But by that time, they said, fuck the superintendent. But they put the handcuffs on me and dropped me out, put me in a little search room, searched me, gave me some more greens, and took me right to Southport 2 o'clock in the morning. But they didn't do nothing to me. Then I got all my property after that, like 3 days later.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what happened. That kind of happened to Black Old Macko when I was in Comstock in an incident. Even though he wasn't claiming at the time, they still lined him up in that situation, gave him like 18 months in the box, man.
Yeah, I know about that.
He ain't had nothing to do with nothing. It was just
So there's some questions for you in the one is from Eduardo Tavares, another one is from Dion from out of Watts. Shout out to the brother Dion. Shout out to Eduardo Taveras. Yo, Dion, shout out to the brothers out there in Watts, man. We already know Nickerson Gardens, man. Jordan Downs, Imperial. Shout out to the peoples out there in Watts, California.
Free J Bird.
Ashan, do you regret turning homie?
Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't, because it's individuals that I met that while I was when I turned homie, while I was homie and things like that, that I grew lifetime bonds with, that I probably would never met and knew knew them at that time and things in that nature, but I probably would never got to know them and things like that because we've been walking two different types of lifestyles. But and then I do regret it for all the stuff that I went through, and sometimes how it could get as far as like blood on blood type things, and I'll be having regrets about coming home because of the set tripping thing though too.
All right, and thank you for that. And Dion out of Watts is asking. He said, "Bro Ali, welcome home. What are your plans for financial independence and stability?"
My plans is to I'm gonna become a peer specialist. That's what I'm working on right now. I'm doing it for I'm doing a course at the Peer Academy on the computer, and I'm also just got accepted into John Jay navigation program. So that's my plan of doing that, and from there I ultimately I want to get a degree, and I want to become a counselor to help individuals that's growing up violent and things like that, to hopefully I can change their mindset before they get too caught up and they wind up dead or doing a long time in prison.
Okay, then another question from B Baker is, I guess this is for all of us, but I'll start with I again. What could you brothers do to help these young guys escape these RICO charges? That's actually a great question. Thanks, B Baker, for your question.
The way you escape that RICO charge, you can't. The way they convict people of RICO charge, they got to prove that you're part of an organization, that you're doing things to maintain the organization or elevate yourself in the organization. So, with that being said, you just got to stay away from that type of stuff. And if you don't, 9 times out of 10 you're gonna
wind up. Go, fellas, but I'm gonna talk to y'all.
All right. Yo, Happy New Year, salute, bro. You're
Happy New Year to everybody.
Yo, stay focused, man. Stay safe, my brother.
Oh yeah. But yo, Sean,
talk to you,
Mikey got my number. Shay, Mikey got my number.
All right.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Happy New Year.
All right, Happy New Year. Peace.
All right, Happy New Year.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, I think I would have to echo what I was saying regarding that, man. My thing is that it's not that that the groups that they are a part of are groups. They've been categorized as such, as that these individuals are engaging in criminal are allegedly engaging in criminal activities. So it's not that individuals are folks or bloods or crips. Anybody could be folk, blood, crip, this Latin king, this, that. That don't mean nothing, right? Because you could be a lawyer and be a Latin king. You could be a doctor and be a Latin king. It doesn't mean anything that you're a part of these gangs. But to Oz point, if you now are a part of criminal activities and you're encouraging other individuals to do something and you're connected to that type of stuff, then yeah, you can be connected to RICO. But if for whatever reason you are this and you're doing stuff that's constructive and positive and you're not a part of any criminal element, then I don't think you have anything to worry about.
No, you don't have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? But you should be mindful of who you have in your circle and protect yourself by all means. But I would definitely discourage individuals from being a part of these groups if these groups are leading ultimately to you engaging in criminal activity, which would mean incarcerations and things like that. That to me, I've been through that. We've all been through that. I don't think anybody would want to encourage anybody to engage in that. So that's how I would go about that.
Oh, it's crazy. He asked that question. We got a thing on that we about to do. Because Pistol Pete Pops, they actually got things where they're fighting against those charges now, showing how they're illegal and what they're doing to a lot of young individuals. How them charges stemming from, like, you having a business and racketeering and boom. And a lot of time these young brothers that get caught up in a conspiracy or whatever, just being snatched up of who you're around or who you're affiliated with and get a RICO charge. And don't even be that organized. So make sure you know yourself before you get involved. But we definitely going to be addressing that issue even more.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that too. And shout out, first of all, free Pistol Pete. We don't ever want to see our brother sitting in somebody's freaking cell for the rest of his life, dying away. And shout out to Big P, his father, to KK's point, who inshallah will be on We Locked In, and we will definitely be talking about how RICO is targeting our people across America. So definitely. I think Dion has another question for Ashan.
Yeah,
he said
free Pistol Pete. I want to say that though too. Yeah.
No question, no doubt about that. Moving forward from the past to the present, will you ask all to call you Ali?
You say that one more time.
Dion said, moving forward from the past to the present, will you ask all of us or anybody, everybody to call you Ali?
I mean, it don't matter. People can call me both, whatever they feel more comfortable with. You know, Ali's my birth name. Without, you know, I was given by my father. So, you know, but, you know, a lot of people know me as Ashan. You know, it really doesn't matter though.
Yo, listen, brands are powerful in America, bro. Regardless, you build a brand, you can build it, you can use it for the betterment of your community and yourself, like you're doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So don't never shy away from something that you grew. You know, I like the way you answered that question earlier. Did you regret turning homie? And when I thought about that, when they said it, I don't regret, because if I never turned homie, I never would have learned all the things that I learned. The homies.
Now I want to clarify that. It's like
crossing them. They was with us. They taught me they taught me so much stuff. I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't get the teachings from the old guys. Just being honest, bro. And the Muslim brothers, they taught me as well. But my original tutelage came from the homies, yo.
Right.
Being honest,
I'm saying me and Cross got a history. We got a long history. I mean, we was on Rikers Island. We was at NIC together back in the days before I came up north.
I was at NIC with him too.
All right. So I probably was gone, or you probably was gone, or vice versa. But me and him was over there together for a time. And, you know, before I came up north, and then, you know, up north, we was part of the same, you know, organization. So, you know, we got a history with each other, me and Mel Cross, you know.
Right.
Yeah. Yo, Mel was the first one. When I used to read, me and Mel used to write each other on the island. I always tell his story. And Mel was the first one I ever thought was like, to me, like freaking Huey P. Newton. I used to be like, yo, who the hell taught this dude? I used to be like, yo, who taught Mel how to write? Like, I'm like, yo, we was like teenagers. I'm like, yo, this dude is writing like a grown man. Like, yo, like, what's going on with this guy?
That was
like,
my twin on Rikers Island in the big.
This guy was like, I said, what books are he reading? I'm
my twin on the island, yo.
I was reading Donald Goins. He was obviously reading Destruction of Black Civilization or something, because he was focused.
Yo, Corey King was locked up?
Who?
Chancellor Williams.
Nah, I see Leonardo Griffiths put free Corey King. What do you mean free Corey? What
Corey King? No.
Not locked up. I spoke to him a couple days ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, what's going on here?
TK? No.
Oh, so I don't know what he's talking about. All right, yo, listen, man, we've been on here for 2 hours and 13 minutes. Is there anything you want to say before we close out? You know, well, first of all, I want to say thank you for coming on We Locked In, man, and sharing your story. I know that we plan on.
Yeah, we appreciate you, bro.
Nah, we definitely appreciate you.
I appreciate y'all also.
Nah, right. No question, bro. And I know next week we plan on doing part 2 of this when Pee Wee will come. We hope that he's able to make it. And again, we send our condolences to him and his family. So, any final thoughts you want to leave the listeners out here with, my brother?
Y'all can hear me?
Yep, we can hear you, bro.
I wanted to tell y'all on one thing that I just found out that I know that y'all not aware of. But remember one of mine's LB? Remember LB?
Little LB.
Yeah. No. You talk about LB that was outlaw.
Yeah. You know the Paul, I just killed him in Attica, right?
What?
Police killed him in Attica?
Attica, bro. I found that out like maybe about a week ago.
How they killed him in Attica? Like where?
That's crazy.
Now they did it?
Hold on.
Remember the same? Remember
mute yourself, KK.
On what made the
can't really hear you, Mel. You going in and out, bro.
You can't hear you. Breaking. You breaking up.
You can hear.
Nah.
We can hear you now.
All right. What I'm saying was, it's like it happened to the guy. What made them all over Attica? I broke his eye socket, this, that, and other, but he lived and everything because he allegedly supposed to have said something to the nurse.
Yes.
It was like that. It was, well, they was having people, you know what I'm saying, trying to get at him, you know what I'm saying, doing mad thing. I just heard. So I'm trying to get in contact with his moms, you know what I'm saying, and see, like, you know, what's the next phase, you feel me? Because we outside and you know, we all done spoke about, well, y'all, I ain't get to tell my ass what my stories and the police did to me. You know what I'm saying? But we all know what that leads to. We all know, we all experienced that. You know.
So send me text me his name. I remember LB. I was in Auburn with him and Dap when we were all in Auburn together.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
nah, that was the bro right there.
Right.
We used to work out together. Hold on. Excuse me, y'all. This might be
the bat phone. Yo, that's crazy though, bro. Yo, that's crazy. I was just talking about them. Yeah, they be the police up in Attica, bro.
Attica? Now you saying?
I'm gonna go see. I gotta go see.
I don't. They were putting cameras and all that in there. It wasn't the Attica. I ain't saying that it can't happen.
Take care of my
It can't
dog,
happen.
man.
It can happen
I'll
anywhere.
catch y'all next week. I'll come back up though. Welcome home again, Ashan.
All right, peace, Quill. Thanks for pulling up, bro.
I got to feed these beef for to eat me up, man.
Happy New Year, bro.
Salute.
Salute.
Crazy. I never had a problem with police in Attica, bro.
I didn't neither.
Man.
I didn't neither.
Even Attica, right? You know, I did by myself.
I can't hear you, Mel. You going in and out, bro.
You in and out.
Man, you can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on a PK draft to Attica. And when I got there, they surrounded me with their stick and they said, yo, listen, we know who you is, we know everything going on. You ain't have no problem. Don't cut, fight, or do nothing in the building. Take that. You ain't gonna have no problem. That's what they told me.
When I pulled up over there with CK Diamonds, they beat him up as soon as he got off quarantine. They beat him up. They told me, they said, you bloods do something else to the police, we gonna kill all you niggas. Don't touch the police. That's what they told me. They said we gonna kill
the same thing with me.
Y'all do
same
something
thing with me.
Y'all do something to us again, we gonna kill all you niggas. That's what they said.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, all y'all know me. I probably would have been the first one not to listen to that rule. Yo, BV. I'd be like this. I'd be like, yo, I got him, son.
Me.
Yo,
Happy New Year, man. This is a great one.
You see what? Hold on. You see the incident that Quill described when he lined in Attica. Yo, I caught the tail end of that because they sent me there 10 years later and they remembered that. I swear to God, you know that I'm telling the truth. Soon as I came through there, because I went on a PK with them, with regardless of the SI, Chiller Cab, all us left right after that first incident. Not with Macco, the first one. Yo, I came back there, they walked, we got it right there in the receiving room. Soon they got my dry bag in the bus, they got right with me.
Hey, yo, man.
Oh, man.
Yo, first of all, I know Ashan got kicked out probably because of the technology, man, but I want to, again, thank Ashan for pulling up. That's my brother, man, since we were 5 years old. As long as I can remember having friends and brothers in my neighborhood in East New York, man, I remember, literally Ashan and G Brim and all of my childhood buddies, man. So shout out for pulling up, man, and sharing his story. We look forward to having him next weekend.
Definitely.
Of when he discussed the rise and decline of the New York, NYBBA. I want to shout out Bad Vibes for pulling up. I want to shout out Mel Cross, Shaquel. Oh, they go what I was saying was that do you have any final thoughts you want to leave the listeners with, because we about to close out.
I just, I like to say, man, for people to keep the peace, man. If they going through something, man, if you're going through something with your brother and things like that, man, just take a time to think about it, man. That you're making a bad mistake, to shed your brother blood and things of that nature, man. And to all, all the people that tune in, I hope you learn something is productive to you. Peace.
Okay. Yeah,
Salute,
man,
Smitty.
and thank you, Bad Vibes, Mel Cross, Shaquel, CK.
Definitely.
Thank all my brothers for
And
pulling up,
just,
man. Obviously, man, my brother KK, Mikey B, man. I love all of y'all. For
Yeah,
everybody
word,
that's been
bro.
tuning in, shout out. I
all
see
things
Dollar
change, man.
pulled up.
All things change, man.
Joey P from Brownsville. That's our brother right
Yo,
there.
Tony James, thanks for Nikki Brim. Thanks for pulling up. Bless
James, thanks for pulling up, man. B Baker,
I'm gonna call
Dion,
you.
Nick Brim, everybody that pulled up in the chat, man. Thank y'all, Sadie B.
H Money
Everybody that pulled
Bags,
up, man.
Smitty
H
Brim,
Money
Everybody.
bag.
Money
Sean
Bag.
Prince.
Everybody.
Sean Prince, the only Crip. Yo, Sean Prince, why you ain't come up on the panel with us, bro? Hit the
Yo,
He
link.
said he's the
Nah,
only
he's good,
Crip.
bro.
He
I
said he
like
like
Sean
that.
Paul.
Sean
I
Prince,
like him.
that C
You
light,
give him, man.
light in the building,
Sean
all
Prince,
that.
pull
Yeah.
up.
Walla Walla.
It
Put a
ain't nothing
post
wrong
up,
with
bro.
that.
We ain't on that over here.
Yeah,
Yo,
come on, bro. We ain't on that,
let
bro.
him know Sean Prince B better pull up next week, man.
Word up.
Yeah, pop out, baby.
Yo, it's good to see y'all, man. Love y'all. Y'all already know. Happy New Year.
Hold on.
Yo, we gotta put that non-profit together, bro.
Hold on. Pee Wee said send the link. He
He
just
said
sent
something.
it to you.
Here we coming.
Pee Wee said send the link.
Yeah,
This
send
is
the link.
crazy. Hold on. Yo,
Oh man.
hold on. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. Hold on.
Pop up. We
This is crazy. You can't make this stuff up, B. You cannot make this stuff up. Hold on. Pee Wee just said send me the link.
$12 rent, Smitty Brim. We see you. I see you.
All right.
Elders, you already see you. We're going to replay. Yeah.
Yo, Mikey, that's the link in the chat, right?
That's the link. It's in the chat.
All right, hold
I
on.
pinned it. It's pinned.
I see it.
Oh, shit. Well, PK, Mikey B, the Elders.
Yo, BV, what's up, man? Yo, we gotta put that non-profit
What's up,
together.
man? Yeah, I'm here. Yo, man, I'm coming out for that, man.
Let's do that. Let's do for real,
I'm
real
coming out.
talk.
Let's do it,
I
man.
want our executive board to be like 30 or 50 of us, like 30 or 40 of us on the
Yeah,
executive
all
board.
of us. Yeah, that's a force to be reckoned with, though, bro.
PB said he's trying to get on now.
All right.
There you go.
Sean
Yeah.
Prince, pull up, Sean Prince. Where you at, man? Yo, Smitty, why you ain't pull up? Smitty, why you ain't hit the link?
How they gave you that award, man? That YouTube award over We Locked In, Smitty.
Yeah, we want to discuss that. How did Bl00d Network get that award over We Locked In?
How did Bl00d Network beat out We Locked In for the YouTube award, man?
Oh, I want to answer. I want to answer this. I want to answer this right here.
Okay.
The way I feel, if an individual that was Crip turned blood at this day and age, I wouldn't care about that at all. At this state of my life, like I'm not with color banging and none of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's individuals in the Crips that I got a lot of respect for and love for though too. You know? Yeah.
But what
That's
about
a fact, yeah.
now in the past? I'm assuming that Sean Prince is asking that question, not about how he think about that now, or you talking about in the past how he thought about it, or now? But I'm assuming
in the past about that, yeah. My mom was like a mess when it came to certain things, man. You know, I was gang banging, and I was doing things to that I wouldn't do today.
Okay.
You know. So, yeah.
Let me just speak to this too. What I felt about this was once we allowed Netas and Latin Kings, which is the original beat that we had on the East Coast, is once we let them become blood, then the doors open for everybody because we ain't have no beef with Crips.
I agree with you, Mikey. I do think, however, I think the hats had a different it was something different that they experienced.
Recruiting method,
The rest of you be in. So it was kind of different though. So what they experienced was totally separate from what the rest of UBN was doing when it came to the Crips. And that's a different monster there. At least that's my way of looking at it. I might be wrong, right? So, but that's just my way of looking at that. What's up? Where Francis at? Where's he at?
That's him? In the back?
What do you mean in the back?
Nah, Mike, you ain't see him pull up yet?
Nah.
Might be in the back.
Hold on.
That's him in the back?
Yo, Eduardo Tavares said Mikey Mel Cross looked like he in solitary confinement. Those are stupid.
Nah,
oh wow. Wow.
Yo, it was just bugging in the chat, man. It was stupid.
Oh wow.
We did enough solitary confinement. Yo, we free. We out the bar. We free.
Hold on, we right there. Yo, what's up, Wade? Yo.
We outside.
What'd he say?
It's not letting him connect.
Hold on, y'all. Get. We say it again. I said, y'all can hear me?
Yeah. Yeah, we can hear you.
They can hear you, bro.
No, I just wanted to tune in. I was dropping. I had a situation I was dealing with, so I apologize to everybody, whatever the case may be.
All right.
You already know, bro.
No problem, bro.
I can update me to what's going on so I can catch up.
Yeah, next week, we already agreed that there will be a part 2 to this where you and I can sit down. You think you'll be available next week, next Saturday?
I would definitely be available.
Yeah.
All right.
What didn't happen today, I would have been there today. Once again, I want to apologize to everybody.
Nah, you don't gotta apologize. We already sent our condolences to you and your peoples, man, for the situation that took place. But no, we definitely understand, bro.
I spoke to you earlier, Pee Wee. But I wish you was here. But next week I'm holla at you.
Yes.
What do you say?
I'm driving, so y'all next week.
All right, inshallah, man. Take care, man. Be safe out there, right?
Love you, bro. We talk to you later. Happy New Year.
All right, thank you, bro.
All right.
Yo, and let me just say this before we close out, right? So. And we all started off as total strangers. Can somebody mute themselves? I'm hearing a lot of feedback. We started off as total strangers, with the exception of me and I, and all of us. I'm talking about me, Mikey, KK, Mel, Bad Vibes. None of us knew each other, right? And then at some point we became brothers, right? And then at some point some of us became foes of each other, right? And then at some point we became brothers again. So if there's anything y'all learn out there is that forgiveness is real, reconciliation is real, and the process of healing is real.
Yeah.
Life is a long marathon. It doesn't mean that we're
transformation is too.
Yeah, it's a process, man. So
transformation is real too. Change is too.
What you said, big bro?
That's what transformation is too. Change is too. You know, all that's real, man. You gotta go through it.
Thank you, man. You're right, BV, and you're right. Transformation.
I shock myself sometimes, bro. Like really, my inner quiet talk. Sometimes I shock myself. Like I'm still me, but I'm like, yo, I'm real laid back now. Like really, really tolerant too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm proud of you for that too, man. Real talk, man.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, yo, man, y'all been tuned in to We Locked In, man. We love y'all, man. Thank y'all for pulling up on us, man.
All right.
Happy New Year.
Yo, Sean, we see you next week, Sean.
I'm gonna see you next week.
I love y'all, bro. Y'all already know, man.
Get up with you next week.
To the death, man. Profit together,
keep dealing with this reconciliation. And you know, I personally want to apologize to you on air. I already did it in person. I already want to also do it on air for everybody to hear that though also. Wow.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank y'all, brothers, man. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for having on. We see y'all next week, man. Inshallah.
All right, yo, peace, Mel, and peace to Bad Bob, Mikey D.
Welcome home, baby.
You already know, man. It's Be Locked In, baby. You already know what it is, man. Happy New Year. Salute to all the peoples out there, man. Make sure y'all share, subscribe, drop a like. You heard? Yo, we lit, man. Yo, I see you popping the bottles over there, Bad Bob. You know what I'm saying? I see you with them spades and all them different bottles, you heard? I know your new year will happen. You heard? I know what it is, man. Y'all already know what it is, man. We locked in.
Mel.